Hey guys, it's me, Gabe. I'll tell you Tuesday, let me fix this here. December 16th. We're just a week away from Christmas. It's Double Impact, guys. A very special episode. A very, very big announcement about the show tonight. Let me fix my lighting here. I hope you guys are all doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I've had a great day. Fabulous news. All the spell checks pretty much and the artwork and the design of the Unstoppable Tyrus graphic novel is done. I think I'm going to lock the book in by Thursday. We're going to launch that book in January. You're going to love it. It's going to be the best graphic novel. And even if you're not a comic book graphic novel person, this is an 80s, 90s action movie and of the highest quality. Great writing, superb art. So if you're not a graphic novel person, you're still going to love this. You're going to absolutely love it. Go to bigmancomics.com. Get on my mailing list because there may be special information you might want before this book launches. But guys, we're right there. We are who we have been waiting for. This is coming now. What you eating, Gabe? Oh, well, maybe like last week we were talking about Elvis's Fool's Gold sandwich. I had a crunchy peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I get the fancy jelly from France. The Bon Maman, that means like beautiful, cute little granny. They're all natural preserves. I think it's like strawberry, cherry, red currant, cranberry. It's delicious. Fruit preserves. It is delicioso. This is my alma mater, by the way. Alma mater. The University of Northern Colorado Bears. They are terrible at football. They win 2 or 3 games a year. It's a real tragedy. But this is my alma mater. I'm a 2004 graduate of the University of Northern Colorado. But I had a crunchy peanut butter. And we had some sourdough. I'm not crazy about sourdough. I don't like the texture. It's tough. Sourdough, like you bite and you pull, and then the crust falls off the inner part. I like a little bit regular sandwich bread, your wheat bread. But I had some sourdough pre-sliced handy sitting on top of the toaster. I wasn't going to eat dinner. I wasn't feeling that hungry. And all of a sudden, 10 minutes ago, I had 2 sandwiches, but they were little. It was little sandwiches like that. So 2 crunchy with the Bon Maman, assorted fruit preserves. Crunchy peanut butter is the best. That's the rules around here. Creamy peanut butter is for children in preschool. If you're an adult and you're eating creamy peanut butter, what are you doing? You're a grown-up. Do you also have a tricycle? Do you have a binky? Do you take nap time? Do you have a blankie? You have a blankie with that creamy peanut butter, guys? I don't know. I don't know about that. You only eat grape. I haven't had grape jelly in years. I grew up only eating grape. And then in high school, my mom bought a jar randomly of Smucker's strawberry jam, not jelly, jam, the preserves with the fruit chunks in it. And it was like, strawberry. Love grape jelly. Love it. But the strawberry is so much better. But the fancy stuff, the Bon Maman, and they sell it at grocery stores everywhere. I think they sell it at Costco now. But the Bon Maman is delicious fruit preserves. Delicioso. Hey, Gabe, in order to make peanut butter cookies, you don't use crunchy peanut butter. That is not true. We use crunchy to make the cookies, and you get those nice little peanut butter bits in it. So, no, I say the nay. You can use crunchy peanut butter if you want better peanut butter cookies. I did not have bacon in my sandwich. I wish we had some leftover bacon. I would have put the bacon and the jelly with the crunchy peanut butter and the sourdough and had myself an Elvis Presley Fool's Gold sandwich. So I will make sure to harangue Jericho about that when he comes in here. But I'm doing great. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm working on some of the final stuff for my Tyrus comic launch. I'll show you a little behind the scenes of what I'm working on. These are just some roughs I did like in the last, I did them in like an hour or 2 today. These are just mock-ups. They're not high res. But I'm working on some apparel, some t-shirt stuff. So let me run it by you guys. Let me show you what I have here. The comic book is called The Unstoppable Tyrus. And these were just some roughs. I text them over to Tyrus so he could check them out. Hold on. Let me remove my opening movie. Remove from studio. There you go. So these were just roughs of t-shirt designs I was working on. So I took some art from the book that I illustrated with my buddy Akion. And here's another one here. And I added like a graphic tone to it there. You see that Ben-Day, that moire pattern, the little printing. They're not pixels, the printing dots. So I'm working on some stuff here. I'm going much more graphic on these tees, not full color, not full rendering of the color, because it's easier for the printer, the t-shirt printer. My stuff's printed in the USA, by the way. It's easier for them to handle. So I'm going with that. But if any of these designs are awesome to you, let me know. If any of these designs suck, let me know. But these were just like my first ideas today. I was sketching around, doing some stuff on my iPad, getting ready. You ain't had jelly. To a jelly from Knott's Berry Farm, and their jelly is a business. I live about an hour and a half from Knott's Berry Farm. I've been to Knott's Berry Farm. Last time I was there was last December. I've had their jelly. I've had their pancake syrup. Did you know that Walter Knott, he opened his theme park, Knott's Berry Farm, which is interesting. It's a mile and a half from Disneyland, and he is Walter Knott, and then you got Walt Disney. What's going on with dudes named Walt opening theme parks in Anaheim and Buena Vista? Buena Vista is right next door to Anaheim where Disneyland is. It's quite literally about a mile from Disneyland. And two dudes named Walt opened two theme parks. But Walter Knott, at first he had a boysenberry farm, and then he created the boysenberry. It's a hybrid of like two other berries. I believe he did the boysenberry. And when you go to Knott's Berry Farm, their theming is Snoopy and Charlie Brown and all that. That's all their characters and stuff like that. And there's a Jericho. Welcome in, the Midnight Lover himself, my good friend, the great Jericho Green.
Like sweet merch, dude.
Yeah,
sweet
I was doing some t-shirt comps today, just kind of working on ideas, sending them. I sent them to my family. I sent them to Tyrus. I sent them to people like, what do you think? So I showed it to the chat. But I was talking to people. I was educating people about Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Vista, California. Have you ever been? It's right. It's a mile from Disneyland. It's another whole theme park.
I've definitely never been there, but I've definitely heard of it. I thought you were going to say Nazi, but you didn't.
Oh, so. Nazi Berry Farm. That is not a place I want to go.
It's different.
That's a totally different place. No, but someone was saying, Michael Coulter was saying, you ain't had jelly from Knott's Berry Farm, the jelly's business. And he is right. Did you know that Walter Knott, Jericho Green, created the boysenberry? It is not a naturally occurring berry. He took two berries and he made them do it. And their kid is a boysenberry.
I want to see the footage of that.
Yeah. Well, it's actually been banned in 73 countries. So
we got to get our hands on that. Dark web, hook it up.
The boysenberry. So they have a boysenberry festival every spring at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. Not Buena Vista, Buena Park. Celebrating the historic boysenberry with unique foods, drinks, crafts. I've been to the boysenberry festival one time at Knott's Berry Farm. I've been to it. And you get for like $50, you get this card. It's like a laminated card on a lanyard. And on it, for $50, you get like bang, bang, bang. You can go to all these different places around the theme park and eat. And everything is boysenberry flavored. The drinks, there was like Chinese like pork steam buns, and the barbecue sauce had boysenberry in it. There was a hot dog that had like boysenberry infused into the meat or the ketchup or something. It was like the boysenberry festival because Walter Knott created the boysenberry. So there you go.
So everybody was shitting purple for a week after that festival.
You know, it was a small price to pay to enjoy the company of Snoopy, Charlie. The mascots for this park are Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and the Peanuts gang. A Ramdog says, have you ever seen Life with Father, Gabe? Clarence Day, the main character's uncle, was in fact Ben Day, who invented Ben Day dots. I have seen Life with Father. My mom loves that movie, and it's a great movie. It's a great family comedy from probably the 30s or the 40s. It's a very old movie, but I love it. The old curmudgeon of a dad. It's Life with Father. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times. My mom had it on like a VHS cassette. I think she taped it off of Turner Classic Movies or something when I was a kid.
You know, speaking of produce being invented and not occurring in nature, there's where I used to live in the Salinas Valley, there's everything is grown there. Every vegetable you've eaten, everything in your fridge, your crisper, celery, lettuce, green onions, strawberries, you name it, everything.
Yeah.
There's some company down there, and they were splicing stuff together, and they made a strawberries.
Strawberries?
Strawberries. Like
strawberries. Okay, I thought you said strawberries. It sounded like a Roman soldier.
That's where they got the word
strawberry. I am Strawberrius Maximus.
Yeah, he had this weird thing with his testicles, and that's why they call him strawberries. Yeah. But asparagus, they took an asparagus and a strawberry, so it had the stalk of an asparagus, but the tip was a strawberry.
Okay, I'm looking this up because I don't believe you almost.
It was on what was it on? Like Ripley's Believe It or Not or something like that. something. One of those shows.
I
remember
I
seeing
wrote
it. It was pretty
Strawberries
cool.
again, like he's a Roman soldier.
Strawberry.
Right,
You want it to be.
I want it to be that. So,
but it's not. It's not. It's not, and it never will be.
Strawberries. Strawberry.
Mm-hmm. And I think the company was in Chular. And that's spelled Chualar. Chualar, but it's pronounced Chular.
Okay. I can't find the strawbaragus. I'm going to write something different in the search. Half strawberry, half asparagus hybrid.
Ooh.
I guess I could have left all those half words out. Okay. Okay, hold on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to ask Grok to make me a drawing of this. Strawberry asparagus hybrid. Let's find it. There's no whoa. There's no actual strawberry asparagus hybrid plant. What?
That's bullshit. Because I saw it on fucking TV.
Well, I'm gonna ask Rob. That was Google. You've seen it though? Maybe it was a
it was on a show.
Okay, Super Grok. Let's ask. Hold on. Hey, Super Grok. My friend Jericho Green is not an idiot or a liar. He told me that he once saw a farm in the Central Valley of California had done a hybridization of a half strawberry, half asparagus. Is this real? And if not, could you please generate an image of this thing for us? Okay, here's what Grok says. Grok says, okay, it made a stupid image. Okay, but you didn't tell me if it was real or not. I don't just want the image. Is it real? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Here's the image. I'll show you the fucking stupid image it made. Is it up there? Hold on. It would help if I clicked on it to bring it up. That's what it did.
That is stupid. No, it's a spear.
This claim sounds like a hoax or joke, possibly from a satire April Fool's prank. No real hybrid like asparagus or straw asparagus. It's searching your Twitter account for strawberry. Well, I believe you. I don't care what Google says or Grok says.
Hey, I remember seeing it on TV. I don't know. I can't tell you what show it was or anything like that, but I certainly didn't pull that image out of my anus. So there we go.
All right.
Take from that what you will, internet.
It'll have to be a mystery.
Fuck it.
It'll have to be a mystery. What do you think of these shirts I got here? These are just like some comps I did this afternoon.
No, those are very cool.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yeah. I like the graphic with the text at the bottom there. I like that. I like this one too. A little bit understated. I think I could go with not white, but maybe like a gray for the text in the image. Maybe the gray would work. Like tone it down a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, I'm so curious about this half strawberry, half asparagus.
Yeah, me too. Because I want to know how did that get into my head.
Lightning 8950. Gonna listen to this show tomorrow at work. Have a good night, guys. Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
Lightning
Christmas.
8950. Have a great one.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Heather says that is awesome. She's talking about me, and by that she means my face. So there you go.
I don't think so.
Oh, you want to know what I had for dinner right before I got on the air?
Oh man,
baby, we had some sourdough bread. It was pre-sliced. It was sitting up there on the toaster, and I told my wife I didn't want dinner. I wasn't hungry, and then I got the munchies. Like I didn't smoke. I don't smoke weed, but I got the munchies like 10 minutes before the show, and I quickly made sourdough PB&J with the crunchy. Oh, it was crunch-tastic, Jericho. So
gross. Defiled your body.
And I had that fancy French jam, the bon maman. Bon maman.
Oui.
That means like good granny or cute little granny. Like bon meaning good and
hot granny.
Is granny. Yeah.
Hot granny.
Yeah, hot granny. That's disgusting.
My neighbor has a pomegranate tree, and he gave me a jar of fresh homemade pomegranate preserve. So that was pretty good.
Nothing wrong with that.
I made a beef stew the other night, and my wife's friend owns a home bakery. So she made some fresh sourdough bread that was sliced. and I toasted it and dipped it up in that fucking beef stew. It was stupid.
Oh, do you know what my wife taught my daughter yesterday? Had her sit and do it for 2 hours in the kitchen, and my daughter wanted to.
Tamales.
Tamales. And my grandparents owned a Mexican restaurant for 50 years. I am an authority on Mexican food, and anyone who disagrees is a fool. I know good Mexican food because that's all I ate growing up. I have not had a good tamale since the late 90s when my grandmother died. My grandfather died. Tomorrow will be 28, 29 years since my grandpa died in 97. And then my grandma died like a year and a half later, like in 98. I haven't had a good tamale since they died until my wife made tamales like 4 years ago. I don't know what she did, but she cracked my grandma's code. And she made some yesterday. Boy, you want to talk about good?
Redonk.
Ridic, dude.
Redonkulated.
Ridiculoso. Here's an action shot. Look at that. Look at that. And my good friend, my very good friend, Disney animator, legend, Bill Frake, he'll come back on the show. I'm doing a new podcast with him, by the way. He told me, living in Southern California, working at Disney Animation Super, I believe his wife is Hispanic or his wife's in-law. Someone is Mexican that he knows. And they knew a thing that was very Mexican that I didn't know that my wife knew. When you put the tamales in the pot, you put a little bit of water and they steam for like an hour, right? That's how you make them. But they'll burn if the water all steams off. So what so many Mexicans do, and I feel like I'm the only Mexican person that didn't know this, put a penny. You put a penny in the bottom and it just rattles the whole time with the bubbles. And if it stops rattling, you're in trouble because you're running out of water and you're going to burn the tamales. And if you burn the tamales, you will be.
You'll be taken out into the backyard.
You will no longer be Mexican if you burn the tamales.
They will put a blindfold over you and a cigarette in your mouth, and it is over. And you deserve it.
Antonius, the tamale pot. No. Antonius, this is one of many pots of tamales. I have the 5 gallon, not the 5, the big like 3 gallon stock pot. And we did that one first, So then these were auxiliary tamales. Anyway, I am filthy rich with tamales at my house, and they are delicious. And my wife knows how to make them like my grandmother. So
that's
take
pretty
that.
Smart. That's pretty smart. I wonder where in history somebody figured to put a penny in there. That's some pretty ingenious shit.
That's some Mexican science right there.
That must have been, you know what? That was somebody who was tired and didn't want to stand there and wait for those damn things. I was like, I need to sit in this chair and close my eyes for a little bit.
I'm trying to watch the Raider game, fool. Let's put a peso in the bom when he stops making noise. Out of agua.
Hey, I want to go in there and watch the Raiders get their ass kicked. Because that's what's going to happen. Because I know
the Raiders fucking suck, dude.
Hey, Gabe, you know how I know the Raiders are going to get their ass kicked?
Because they're playing football.
It's because they always get their ass kicked.
You know that they've averaged 6 wins a year since 2003 or 4.
Nice.
Could you imagine if you're a 20-year-old dude and you're a Raider fan? All you've known is your team sucks.
All you've known is loss. All you've known is loss and failure from your football team. But that's what you get.
All of our teams have a dry spell. They'll go down for 2, 3, 4 years. The Raiders,
not 22 years.
The Jets have the longest playoff drought in the league. So,
true.
What is the feeling? Well, Ramdog, there's only one right answer.
It's an emotional reaction. Oh, feeling.
What is the feeling? Now, this could come down to a creamy or chunky.
Ugh.
The fillings that are permitted by the law of Gabe El Taib, it is my home, and I enforce the laws around here. The fillings that are permitted by my wife to put in there, that's right, feminist. I tell my wife what to do, and she gladly does it.
Woman?
Pork or beef. If we have leftover turkey from Thanksgiving in the freezer, let's go ahead and do it, but those are only because we might run out of the other meats. But pork shoulder's cheap, dude. You could buy the primals of that at Costco for nothing. The giant pork shoulder, you buy that for nothing. Chuck roast is cheap, all that stuff. You throw it in a crock pot, you cook the shit out of it, and then you make your tamales the next day. So yeah, pork or beef. If you do dessert tamales, candy tamales, you're fired. You're out of here. You're not a Mexican. You're not.
Your shit.
No. Dude, I remember Aunt Martha. I always tell you I could see movies at her house. I was not allowed to see at my house, right? Aunt Martha, I'm at her house and she made tamales because, she's the daughter of my grandparents with the Mexican restaurant. She knows how to make them good too. I eat one. It's so good. I eat another one. So good. I grab another, dude. Raisins and pineapple.
Whoa, well, where's my suitcase? Because I'm going
You
home.
got to know there's such a thing in the Mexican community as candy tamales, dessert tamales.
Hmm. Well, at least they're authentic. At least it's not some yuppie new shit. Like it's
No,
OG authentic stuff. So that's the only way I'll give it a pass. But as we all know, there's only like two, maybe three things that raisins are allowed in, and tamales should not be one of them.
I like an oatmeal raisin cookie. I love that.
Gross. I was thinking oatmeal, like the hot cereal,
Love that.
trail mix,
Love that.
and the little red boxes with the
Love
girl.
that. I'm a
Who,
dried fruit guy, though. I
no,
have yet
it's
to eat a
the.
dried fruit that I don't love. I love
But
dried
wait a
fruit.
minute. Is that girl in the box? Is that the original girl, or was she like Mexican and then they changed her and made her white because
Let's
they
go.
wanted to
Sun
fucking?
made.
I feel like I feel like they fucked with her in some way because that's what they
Oh, they
always do.
must have.
Unless they're white. If they're already white, they leave them. But if they're Indian, Mexican, black, you're fucking out of here. You're either
Well,
gone completely like the Land O'Lakes girl, or they tone you down like Aunt Jemima and make you Aunt Pearl or some shit.
well, this looks really old right here. Hold on. The Sun Made Raisin Girl, and she's very white.
Yeah. So I want something covering her head to keep her from the sun. I want something on her hip, some basket of something on her hip. Attractive. She probably, has a budding romance with the farm boy down the road. Like,
You know what's
and
coming.
a father with a big mustache who keeps the boys away. Yeah. That's what her dad is.
But we're gonna get the trans. We're gonna get the trans raisin girl soon. You know that.
Hey, I don't want the raisin girl to have raisins. I just want her to sell raisins. Is that too much to ask?
Look at
And
this.
her mother's always chasing the dog out of the kitchen and telling her father to leave her alone. You were a young man at one time. That kind of shit.
That's why I don't want guys bothering. I remember what I was like at 15, 16, 17. You fucking nuts? I know what I was trying to do.
Yeah, you think I forgot that? But that's what I want from my mascot. What do you call them on a food product? They're not a logo.
They're mascots.
Yeah, sure. That's what I want from my mascot.
I mean, is Uncle Ben, is he a mascot or a spokesperson?
Well, he doesn't talk, so I guess he's a mascot. But he fucking definitely has a soft pack of cigarettes in his shirt pocket. He's been there for a long time. He talks a little bit of shit to the boss. But he's a nice old man. He's nice to the kids. Probably has some hard candy in his pocket to give to him. Goes home with a wife he's been married to for like 30, 40 years. Got some good kids. They've been to college. Grandkid on the way. I like good things for my mascots. Not fucking he is trans and now he dresses like this because he doesn't want to offend anybody. Like, come on, man. We're selling syrup here. Relax. Relax.
Yeah, we're selling syrup. Please do not overthink this.
Hey, we're selling butter. Now what happened to the little Indian girl? Where'd she go?
Right.
She's unemployed on fentanyl right now because of those assholes.
Unemployed, down on her luck.
Now she's reduced to giving buttered hand jobs. Because you guys took her fucking, she has all this butter and nothing to do with it. Now she's giving quick jerks behind the fucking factory for all the sawmill guys.
Her hands are all greased up.
Greased up. And it's the holidays, so now she's using both hands, two at a time. She has presents to buy too.
The butter on her hands is going to like crust up, though. It's not going to be slick.
Nah, not if you keep it moving.
That's true. You keep it moving, it'll stay liquefied.
Trust me. There's no shortage of coal-faced fucking men coming up from the belly of the fucking planet to get jerked off real quick.
Now is the Land O'Lakes gal Native American, by the way? It's kind of racist to fire her. The Land O'Lakes lady, she going salted or unsalted?
She has to go unsalted. She tried salted because she had more of that, but then she's getting complaints from the customers, so now she had to go unsalted.
I don't know about people combining food with getting intimate. I don't know about that. You hear about chocolate and whipped cream and strawberries, all this fucking mess. I don't know about this. This sounds stupid to me. What are we doing?
When you're young and sex is so abundant, you remember the honeymoon phase. You start like anything else. You start playing around. You start messing around. You start, let's try to throw this in. I saw this one.
Is that where your love of creamy peanut butter came from?
And it all started there. It's because when things are plentiful, no matter what it is,
right?
Like if you're a strawberry farmer and you got this bumper crop, and you still got 150 pounds of strawberries, you're gonna start making some lemonade, some jams. You're gonna start doing something with it. So when you're young, you got that young back, and you're knocking it out 3, 4, 5 times a day. One of these times, hey, grab that, real whip out of the fridge. What's up with the chocolate little Hershey, maybe? Play around. I'm cool. You move on. But you cross that off your bucket list. But hey, if people, if this is a regular thing and like now you can't get off unless food's involved, whatever. I hope you find somebody who's down.
Didn't that happen to George on Seinfeld? He combined TV, food, and doing it with his girlfriend into one activity. Disgusting.
You can't do more than one thing equally at one time. So
right, guys, here's the thing about life. You can do anything. I want to encourage everyone watching. You can do anything. If one man can do it, any man can do it. But you cannot do everything. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. There's not enough time in the day.
Nope. So my dad would tell me, you can please some of the people some of the time. But you can't please all the people all the time.
That's right.
It's just the way it is.
That's right.
I gotta start putting my dad's little colloquialisms on shirts.
You're the favorite one. I've got two from your dad that I love. When people are complaining about food or they're not excited about whatever they're eating, he was in the military. He had a very practical attitude about the food. He said, it'll make a turd. So, whatever.
What are you gonna do?
It's nutrition. Whatever. It'll give us energy.
Your body will process it and you'll get a nug out of it.
Now, I might get this one wrong, but the other one he would hit you with was, you can do it like what did he say? He said you could do it with an ass whipping or you can just do it. What would he say?
You can do it with an ass whipping or without one.
Right. So just do it, yeah.
But what you gonna do? Which one would you pick?
I'm going no ass whooping. Speaking of Gabe and Jericho, mince pies for Christmas, yay or nay? Now a mince pie is a very British thing.
Oh.
I don't know what's in a mince pie, but I know they call ground beef mince meat. So I think, Jericho, a mince pie is a savory beef pie. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
What's in it, though? What else is in it?
Well, knowing the Brits, it's probably some, that region, probably some.
We put mushy peas and eels in it.
Probably some ground organs and shit in there.
Right.
Gross. No, here in America, and we tried to explain this to
what?
Mr. Marsden, that in America, pies are sweet. Pies are dessert. I mean, we got the pot pie, chicken pot pie. There are exceptions, but largely it's a dessert. Like if you tell somebody that you want a piece of pie, they're not going to think chicken pot pie. They're going to think some kind of fruit-based pie.
Mincemeat is a dessert. According to Wikipedia, mincemeat is a dessert with the ground beef, but like look at walnuts and it looks like fruit preserves, and I don't know if that's rice.
Wikipedia is full of shit. Yeah, it looks like rice, some kind of grain.
But it's beef, rice, fruit. No. What are we doing?
Well, what the fuck, Britain?
It says you spice it with cloves and all that. Like you spice it like dessert.
Britain,
the F is this?
I thought your fucking breakfast was the worst.
I'd rather eat beans on toast.
I thought that was the worst thing you had going. But now you're gonna introduce mince meat dessert, fucking preserved pie. You guys are disgusting. What happened? Like, were the people with brain damage relegated to the kitchen, and that's who came up with all this shit?
Hold on. Typically, its ingredients were a mixture of mincemeat, ground beef, suet, which is that like weird fat thing, a range of fruits and spices such as cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. Served around Christmas, the savory Christmas pie, and that's savory with a U because they're Brits. Savory, right? Like color.
Ooh, sorry.
Associate. Let's see. Christmas pie, as it became known, was associated with the Catholic idolatry, and during the English Civil War was frowned on by the Puritan authorities. Nevertheless, the tradition of eating Christmas pie in December continued through the Victorian era, although by then its recipe had become sweeter and its size markedly reduced from its once large oblong shape. Today, the mince pie, usually made without meat. What is going on?
Then it's not mince.
That often including suet or other animal fat remains a popular seasonal treat enjoyed by. So now it's suet, which is animal fat. So it's lard, fruit, nuts, and spices. Okay. So it's like a greasy fruit pie with nuts.
Fucking gross, Britt.
You know what it is? It's like a bizarre peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Think about it. It's berries or fruit and then nuts in a pie shell. I don't know. Might be good, might be gross.
No, Britain. Sorry. Pies should be fruit-based or a chicken pot pie. Not even a beef pot pie. That's going too far. What the fuck? No. Chicken pot pie and fruit pies. That's it. Everything else, keep it over there across the pond, please.
What about, and it's not really a pie, it's just called one, a shepherd's pie. It is a pie, but it doesn't have the top crust, it has the potatoes.
That's another stupid British thing. That's from them. They're calling shit pie. That's not pie.
It's delicious, shepherd's pie. I just doubt the veracity of the claim that it is in fact a pie.
Yeah, a cheeseburger is delicious, but it's not pizza, right?
Right? Cheeseburger pizza with beans on toast.
Could you imagine a British cheeseburger? Ugh. I feel like it's going to be made out of some stupid ass ground meat, like sheep or something, and then the cheese is going to be like some over the top bougie fucking nonsense.
It'll be, you know what it'll be? The patty won't even be all meat. It'll be like half oats and rice and then meat. It'll be like an amalgamation, like a
with fucking raisins and allspice or some bullshit in it, and it probably won't even be round like a burger's supposed to be.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, that's what it would be. You're right. You're exactly right. It'd be ground beef and then like figs and that would be mashed up. They put a little rice in it.
Mushy peas.
And then they'd serve it.
Gross.
They wouldn't serve it on a hamburger bun. They'd serve it on like soda bread, like Irish soda bread.
Yeah, some dry ass fucking poor fucking famine bread.
And then they'd just put one of their really long words that when you say it out loud, it's really short. Like the word that looks like Gloucester and it's just Gloucester, you know? It's just it'll be Gloucester cheese and it's ground beef with pigs and rice on Irish soda bread. Disgusting.
Look, come here. Britain, come here. Look. 80-20 ground beef. Slice of American cheese.
That's right.
We can go potato bread bun. We can go Hawaiian roll. We can go brioche. Or you can just go straight white bread with some sesame seeds on it. Right. That's it, Britain. Don't throw the kitchen sink into all of this shit. It's disgusting. And you don't know any better. You don't know any better. It's not your fault. Don't export anything except tea.
Right.
That's it. Keep everything else. You only give the rest of the world tea. Everything else you keep. And allow the rest of the world to fix your culinary fucking snafu. Because you guys, every time the world gives you some culinary gem, you just kick us in the balls and say, no, we're gonna do it all do. And then it's all fucking gross.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. They got to get their act together there in England.
Get your fucking. How long have they been around? They're not gonna do it. They're like 1,500 years old.
Oh, the patty melt. That's a good burger. Now that is rye bread.
Fine. That's the same ingredients. Yeah. Basically, you're just fucking with the bun.
Rye bread, onions, cheese, grilled. Oh yeah, that's a good. That's like a grilled cheese sandwich and a burger combined.
Talk to me. I'm listening, but you keep that rye bread shit.
You know what's really, really weird to me? Some of the best hamburgers you can get, like just at a chain, are at Chili's, and that makes no sense. Because that's not fine dining.
Chili's?
Go to Chili's and get one of their burgers. They're delicious. I don't know what's going on there. They're just loading them with MSG. The bun is on point. The beef is so beefy and salty. It's ridiculous. And it's consistent. I don't eat at Chili's often. But like when I've got a burger there, it's like, damn, that's a good hamburger. I don't know. It's weird. At Chili's. I get the other stuff at Chili's. You know, you get some other chicken strip or some other thing. It's just like, it's whatever.
What is their cuisine? American?
Yeah, that's that American bistro. TGI Fridays, Chili's, all those kind of like, jalapeno poppers and, chicken fingers.
If there's avocado on it, it's the California whatever.
Right. Yeah, they'll call it.
Throw some avocado on it. And it's a fucking California. It doesn't
matter.
It's
avocado toast from California. You put a little bit of raisins and some mushy peas on it. A little bit of eel.
Oh, you guys are disgusting.
Who eats an eel? A big slimy penis worm that they pull out of the water, and the Brits are like, "Oh, let's eat this thing."
No, it's it. It's a dog.
You gotta wash all the mucus off first.
No,
I'm not kidding.
Leave it. Well, what else are you going to have with your beans and toast and your blood sausage and your tomato and mushroom and some kind of ham bacon hybrid looking shit?
Did you think I was kidding about eel mucus? Look at this guy stretching it between his fingers.
That's nasty.
I'm not eating anything tube shaped that's gooing out a bunch of
that leaves
mucus,
goo.
guys.
If it's tube shaped and leave goo, I'm not supposed to put that.
If you got tube shaped and leave goo, count me out. I don't want to eat that. No thanks.
If it's tube shaped and it has goo, that's not for me.
Yeah.
That's for you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No
cylindrical goo makers in your mouth. Can we agree on that?
I'll have the goo on toast.
I gotta get the ew. Oh yeah, the solid goo. Gross.
And Tony says eel sushi. No thanks. I order one kind of sushi over and over and over and over again if I go to an Asian place. Avocado cucumber. I don't like
sushi.
Sure it is.
That's like, hey, let's go to the strip club, but they wear hoodies.
No.
Yeah.
Wait.
There has to be some kind of meat inside of that damn sushi.
Because I already ordered a whole other meal of tonkatsu.
But that's not sushi.
It's
like some gay appetizer.
And by the way, everyone, sushi's not even good and it's not complex. You see these like restaurants in China, 4 Michelin stars. There's a 9-hour wait. It only has 5 seats. The dude takes a water rice and puts a piece of salmon on it. Get the fuck out of here.
It's high quality ingredients. I'll give him that.
But if you buy the right ingredients, is it going to taste the same no matter who makes it? What is really the taste? Now I'm speaking of pure ignorance. Maybe the rice is very hard to make. I don't know.
But that's like saying, hey, you can lay down on the table. I'll give the tools to cut you open to this guy who just fucking got out of the mechanic shop or this doctor with 20 years experience. It's just cutting someone open. No.
I mean, cutting a piece of meat is not that complex.
It is. It's an art form. I'll give you that. It's not, I'm sure it's not as delicious as it's all made out to be, but there is an art form to it. Cooking is an art. They're at a high level.
Like being a butcher or deboning. I don't mean that. I mean, I take a chunk of salmon and I cut a wedge off.
But we're talking a high quality piece of salmon. We're talking, this is good stuff. The fat content, where it's cut from on the salmon. It's an art form. I'll give them that. But sushi is good. You just wouldn't know that because you eat it with fucking avocado and cucumber.
I tried real sushi at a real Japanese family-owned restaurant. They've been there for 30-something years.
With no meat, correct?
No. My son's like, try it. And so I tried the Philly. It was salmon and cream cheese or something.
Oh man. That's not sushi. That's like the Walmart of the sushi rolls. That's some American bloated nonsense. What are you eating raw fish for anyway?
It's
not raw. That's sashimi. There's cooked meat.
Well, that's what this was. This was raw, whatever. I don't know. It was raw fish.
Dude, there's some great sushi out there. Spider roll that has the deep fried soft shell crab on it.
That is so disgusting.
Delicious.
A little insect like, and I know they're not insects, but they are. They're bugs. Everyone look at their bugs.
Technically, yeah. Technically, they're bugs. Oof. But sushi is delicious, and ordering a fucking avocado and cucumber sushi is like, can I get a sushi? But give it to me from that page over there, sister. I want the one with the avocado and the cucumber. That's it.
It's just seafood. We've been over this. It is smelly, and you can't deny that. It's smelly. All other meat, you smell it, you're like, good. Fish, you smell it, you're like, bad. So much so that we have an idiom in the English language. When something is bad in English, we say, something smells fishy. We don't sell it.
Where does that phrase come from? I guarantee you that comes from the docks of fucking England in the 1600s, where before refrigeration.
Right, but beef and chicken don't do that.
No, I know that the answer to this is no, so I'm not even going to ask you the question, but I'm going to tell you that fresh scallops smell. They have a sweet smell to them. They smell delicious, absolutely delicious. Well, you've never smelled it.
How do you know that?
Because I've seen scallops before.
How would you know I've never I've been around seafood. I've told you many times.
No, but scallops are in the deep end of the pool. Scallops, you're more like you're more fish sticks. That's the end of the seafood pool you're in.
Chef, dude, and I've done the catering with him for like the bar mitzvahs. I've done it. I've handled the seafood.
But have you eaten it? You've handled it, but you haven't eaten it.
I'm not. So as far as eating seafood, like that, the smell is a warning.
As far as when it comes to consuming seafood, you're at the cafeteria fish sticks end of the pool. Scallops are down. Don't worry about those.
I've tried all kinds of fish. That's how I know I don't like it.
When it comes to eating fish, you're me when it comes to drawing, and I'm you when it comes to drawing. That's
well,
how far
let's
apart we are.
stay that way.
That's
Let's
how far apart we are. You
as a disgusting, degenerate fish eater should be happy that I don't eat it. So there's more slop for you.
You as a homosexual sushi consumer, not you, but the sushi. I don't want to hear anything you have to say about sushi.
Wait, hold on. I know you love your fish sushi. Great. But would you hate the avocado cucumber? I think it's delicious.
No, I think it's
avocado.
I think it's foreplay. It's foreplay with no conclusion. It's like, oh, you're about to? All right, let's go watch TV. Wait, no, I was almost. No. That's the avocado cucumber sushi right there.
Well, because I'm getting the avocado cucumber sushi, and then I'm getting the gyoza, the pork dumpling, right? And then I'm getting the tonkatsu or the bulgogi don or something like that. Something.
Well, why even get sushi though? Just get a side of rice.
Because I like it. I really like it. I think it's good.
No, dude.
I just don't like fish. That's all. Fish are stinky.
That's clear. That's clear.
There's a stinky food I'll eat that smells horrible, but it tastes good. Parmesan cheese doesn't smell great.
Dude, sharp cheddar doesn't smell great, and it's fucking
sometimes
delicious.
Yeah.
Oh man, the saltiness.
See, the fish. Here's what I told you. This it stinks and it grosses me out. The smell, but then the textures. It's all over the map, dude. It's goopy. It's chewy. It's slimy.
What kind you want?
People eating oysters with horseradish and Tabasco. Man, get out of here.
Oysters are gross. Oysters is cold snot.
Okay. So hold that thought of what you think of oysters. That's what I think of all seafood. Just the way you think about oysters.
But I've had oysters. You're basing it off of some fantasy you've cooked.
I've had fish. It grosses me out.
What fish? You've had a nibble. You've had the same nibble that a toddler does when you tell them, "Here, try this," and they go, "Oh, I don't like it."
I've had lobster.
That's you with seafood.
I've had lobster. It was atrocious.
How much?
I've had shrimp.
A half a piece on a fork, like this tiny bit. I doubt you've consumed an entire lobster tail.
I had all I needed to have.
Fuck out of here.
I've had halibut.
I was like saying, I've sucked on the titty, so I've had sex. No, you have no idea what you're missing. You're only at the titty.
This guy's in Stink City. He's having
the titty's the titty's the foyer to sex mansion.
Look at Heather knows what she's talking about. She knows all.
Heather does not know. Heather, her taste buds have been damaged by the sun in fucking
Havasu,
fucking Lake Havasu, where the sun was born.
Right, that's the son's hometown. The people they're very proud
home of the sun, home of the fucking sun.
Hey, he's the son of the town.
You get so fucking hot. Turn your oven to 350, and when you open it and you get that blast of hot air. Right. That's Lake Havasu from fucking April to what's today?
December 16th.
Yeah, probably till the end of the year. It's probably cooled down to like 95 now. She probably has her parka on.
80 and she's wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, that's the depths of winter in Lake Havasu.
We're in our cold spell here in San Diego. We are it was like 63 today. It's gonna be 67 tomorrow. It's freezing. You notice I'm wearing a hoodie.
How many of you got your fucking toes cut off because they were frostbitten?
Oh, not me. I got all 10 Tootsies. All my Tootsies are there.
It's been in the low 40s. It's going to get up to the upper 50s, very low 60s over the next week or so because we're getting some precipitation.
Yeah, I heard that on the news. Big rain coming in the next 2 weeks.
We'll get back down to 40s. I mean, like where you're talking, my wife and I were outside and we were talking, like on TV when your football players are playing, you could see their breath when they talk and shit. It was chilly. I think it was like 41 that day.
Yeah.
All day. It was cold.
Speaking of football, I told you so. My team's best team in the league, and everyone's going to just have to suck.
Oh, because you guys beat the Packers without Micah Parsons?
Except for the part where he played 3 quarters and he didn't do shit in the game. He didn't get a sack. He didn't do shit.
I'm just saying.
He didn't do shit.
Player.
He's not better than Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito has the same stats as him. Nick didn't get hurt.
I'm happy for the Broncos because their defense was the Niners' defense last year.
I think Tulana Hofanga. Amazing. One of the best free agents we've had in years.
Talanoa.
Yeah, it's a hard name for me. So Talanoa, whatever.
Yeah.
There was a pitch out right with Josh Jacobs, like a crack toss or something. I don't know the play exactly. He runs up from the safety, hits the lead blocker, I think, a tight end, and hits the running back. Injured both of them on the play.
Dude, he's legit. I told you,
Wrecking
dude.
ball, that guy. He's a
When he
menace.
did Greenlaw, look at Dre Greenlaw. That dude's a psychopath.
Yeah,
He's a
love Greenlaw.
psycho, and you love to have him on your team. That dude is nuts. He's always fighting. He's always getting 15-yard penalties. I love him. He's
But he
a
had that
maniac.
bad injury, and I think the Niners are like, we can't risk giving him a ton of money.
Because
ACL
that wasn't
or
the first time. He was injury prone. He popped his ACL in the Super Bowl, running out to the field. Boom. You could see it. You could see where it literally snapped. So he's injury prone because of his violent play.
Yeah.
But when he's on the field, that dude is
how great is it to see the Chiefs in the bottom of the toilet bowl? How great is this?
Dude,
the Chiefs fans are like the worst fan. You know, the Chiefs fans are like a broke trailer park ghetto trash person that won the lottery, and now they're flexing on everyone, and they have no class. No, the Chiefs fans are fucking annoying people of all time.
They're still loud and obnoxious. They've gained nothing from having the money now.
Just like they have like a Gucci hat and a Louis shirt, and like
but they still have
a brand name broke ass from head to toe.
But they're still drinking Monster. They no sane person wishes injury on anybody, but I would definitely wish food poisoning on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Something they can bounce back from. 24 hours is gonna be real bad. Right. But he blew his ACL. They say 9 months to a year, so it could he could be back until like maybe mid-season.
You can be back like next year.
Yeah,
that's great.
The end of the season.
Denver owns the AFC West now. Raiders suck.
With old Gardner Minshew. And there, the Raiders ain't going to do shit. The Raiders are just going to bend over and squirt KY
it's going to be beautiful.
On
it's going to be a Merry Christmas to me.
But the Chargers might have something to say about it.
Chargers are good, Herbert. But they're missing both starting tackles, and no quarterback in the league is getting hit more than Herbert. Yeah, they're going to – you know what they're going to do to him? They're going to who was the Colts quarterback that retired early? Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
That's why I was telling my buddy. The Chargers' best quarterback they've ever had is Herbert. And he's not going to have a long career if they don't figure out how to protect him, because that dude is getting nailed on every play. He's an all-star. He's a great player, but holy shit, they don't protect him,
Dude, Oregon puts out those quarterbacks.
Yeah. Huh? Hey, that's my team's an Oregon quarterback.
Oregon put out those quarterbacks.
The Saints quarterback is an Oregon quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer Rattler.
Oregon,
Marcus Mariota.
USC, man. Pac-12.
Yeah.
Is it 12
let's
now
look here.
Pac-20, who knows?
Brian Knapp says, as a lifelong Seahawks fan, I still have hate in my heart for the Broncos. That's okay. I think the Super Bowl has a very good chance of being Denver and the Seahawks, because the Seahawks have a defense that creates turnovers, and that is a problem for everyone else in the league. It's probably going to be the Rams, could be the Niners, could be the Seahawks, but that's it. That's crazy. All in the same division.
Yeah, so, the NFC West is legit this year.
I would make it a tie between the Rams and the Seahawks, like to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC, and then right after that, the Niners, I think. I don't believe in the Bears. I definitely don't believe in the Packers.
The Bears.
Oh,
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, the Broncos didn't win because of the injuries. The Broncos were winning in the second quarter at one point and then gave up the lead. So they were winning before anyone got injured, please. Mm-hmm. So I don't like people saying that. I do feel like no matter what Denver does, they're just always discounted. You can't win 12 in a row.
And see if that happens. Welcome
You're
to
not
our
getting
world.
lucky. There's no way to get that lucky in the NFL. No way.
But anybody west of fucking Dallas doesn't get any love. It's all the bias,
right.
All the FS1, ESPN, all that shit's on the East Coast. So
right,
they're
it's
watching
all Chicago and East Coast. That's all they care about.
Yeah, once Chicago, that's the line of demarcation of give a shit and don't give a shit when it comes to covering the NFL and the way that they portray them. Look at, not because I'm a Niner fan, but Brock Purdy, they still, Mr. Irrelevant, dude, he's been to fucking Super Bowl, NFC Championship games, all that shit. But the Rams are awesome. But anyway, Patrick Mahomes, dude, shut the fuck up.
But this is why I explained this to my son, why the Denver Broncos get no love. This is where people live. Where my mouse is right here, that's Denver. Look around Denver. There's nothing around it. So between Dallas, Chicago, all this shit over here, all the way to the California coast, there's nothing. There's Denver.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
They're the only team in the middle of the west of the country, basically. Because Utah, Salt Lake here, there's no team in Salt Lake. There's no team up here in Montana. There's nothing there. So Denver is it for the middle of the country. And like you said, Jericho, all the reporters in Chicago, New York, they're in bed. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't
Yep.
care, you know.
I
The
think,
best player
and
in
you
the
know,
NBA plays in Denver, but you wouldn't know it listening to ESPN.
yeah, and they're a great team. Didn't they win a championship recently?
Yeah, 2 years ago the Nuggets won it, and they're one of the best
Yeah,
teams again this year.
and you wouldn't know, but that line also, that's where the weather starts getting better. So I think, you know, maybe back east they're shut in the house, you know, because I remember my grandpa, he lived in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and for like 3 weeks out of the year he would be snowed in the house, so he'd have to
Jeez.
stock up on food and cigarettes or whatever the fuck you're into, videos, and 3 weeks, man, in 3 weeks you can't go outside, not because I don't want to, you can't.
3 weeks, dude. You
There's
better
snow.
have.
There's snow. There's some houses on the East Coast I saw in Buffalo where there are 2 front doors, one on the bottom floor and one directly above it on the top floor. So if the snow gets too high, you can still get out of your house.
Wow.
Imagine your
Yeah.
whole house being covered, the roof, your house being engulfed in snow for 3 weeks.
Imagine you get stuck in your house for 3 weeks and your woman's not there.
Dude,
What's happening now?
you're gonna jerk the skin off of that thing.
You gonna make a little snowman wife?
Hey, what's up, girl? The titties are big as fuck.
They're as big as I made them.
Big as I want, cartoon titties. These things are gonna be off the hook. But yeah, that has to. So maybe sports is more important to them. Maybe that's a source. It is a winter sport.
I think
maybe they're watching it more.
I think if you live in the middle of this country with the horrible weather, you're stuck inside watching football right now. I'm not. It was sunny today. I'm wearing shorts. I wore shorts around town today. So,
yeah,
you know,
anywhere in California, if you wanted to, you could go outside in the snow. You know, it snowed Tahoe and all that kind of shit, but it's not Midwest winter. It's not East Coast winter. So yeah, it's cold. It's like 42, 40 degrees here right now. But if I went outside in a t-shirt and shorts, I'd be all right. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna lose my fucking fingers. But people out there, you're like, oh, dude, if I go outside, I got to put on my scarf and my jacket and my long john.
You know what I hated? One thing I did hate in Colorado about the weather, the snow is very mild in Colorado because nobody lives in the mountains. Everybody lives on the Front Range, which is east of the mountains. It's just outside the mountains. So you don't get the bad weather. It'll snow a few days a year. And in Colorado, the snow clears up in a day or two. It melts off the road. So it's mostly not snowy. People think it's a frozen mountain, but no one lives in the mountain. But what I did hate about living there, that would happen occasionally, you wake up, time to go to class. I was in college, or go to work, and you have crusted ice on your windshield, and you have to have that ice scraper, stupid thing. I hated doing that. Ugh.
No more.
And you can't. And for anyone who doesn't know, you can't get a pot of hot water and dump it on there.
Don't do that.
No. Well, you can, and it will shatter your window.
Yeah.
So.
Then you're really gonna be late for class or for work. Then you're really fucked. But this, you know, as cold as it gets here, is, you know, you're going outside. Oh, I can see my breath. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to jump on this, and I think we're going to try and get it done a little quick. It is the greatest movie of all time, so I want to pay it respect. Jericho has a heart out at 9, so I want to finish this before 9, have a little more chit-chat afterwards. But let's get right into this. This is the great Frank Capra, writing and directing It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart. This movie was a flop when it came out.
Yeah.
And then I think it went into the public domain or something like that. And it started airing on TV, because it was a free movie for channels to air, and it just became a cult classic. And then it became not a cult classic, it became an actual real certified, bona fide, real classic. And it deserves it. And I have no idea how this movie failed when it came out. It's such a good movie. The acting is great. The script is amazing. I don't know what was wrong when it came out, but they done goofed.
It was up against some pretty big movies at the time.
Oh.
And it was right after the war too. So the whole country was still kind of reeling. It came out in 46. The war ended in the end of 45, because we dropped the bomb in August.
Right.
So like the end of 45. So this is, less than a year, maybe a year after that. But Donna Reed, I mean, my mom has It's a Wonderful Life poster, the one where it's in color and he's picking her up in the air like that. She's gorgeous. And there's gorgeous women now. There have been gorgeous women throughout Hollywood, but we all know there's this classic beauty that we saw in movies back then. And not just her, but, so many beautiful stars, and the men, the Cary Grants and the Jimmy Stewarts and the, what's his name? Cagney, and all these guys at Humphrey Bogart were this style. You know, the coats and the suits and the hats, and everybody wore a hat, every a suit and a tie. Like that was just everything. Even if you were dressing down to work, it was a button-up shirt, slacks, shoes. And this fucking movie is just it's perfect. And as a
Yeah.
kid, my mom would twist my arm and make me watch this movie every year, and I fucking hated it. And I couldn't wait to get to the part where, oh, Clarence, my teacher said when the bell rang, because that was the end of the movie, right? So I couldn't wait for that. And as a kid, I was just like, oh, this black and white movie. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand why when I look over at my mom at the end, you know, she'd be dabbing her eyes with a fucking tissue.
Right.
But now watching, and I don't even remember watching this movie, and maybe I didn't watch this movie throughout my 20s and 30s until I had kids. You know, maybe that's when it changed. But man, this movie, it's amazing. And it starts quick. It's not a very long movie.
No.
It starts pretty quick. I mean, it's 2 hours, but it doesn't feel like it, I guess.
No, I've loved this movie since I saw it when I was like 8 or 9. Unlike you, I loved it when I was little. I don't know why. I sat there and watched it, and even though it is like a grown-up movie, it's in black and white, you shouldn't like it as a kid. It was the kind of stuff my mom let us watch. Earlier in the chat, Remdog said, have you seen Life with Father? Another movie from like the 30s or 40s. It's a family-oriented kind of comedy. And I like these old movies. I love old movies. I really do. And, you know, I hate the modern slop that's all hateful and disgusting and pornographic, but that's another subject. So this starts off Bedford Falls. Now, Bedford Falls is what? Like New York, Massachusetts? It's northeast, whatever. It's the northeast. I don't know exactly where. And you have galaxies, the cosmos. And what it is like God and St. Peter and St. Luke or something. It's like God and some of his angels. And they said there's a man down on earth who's going to have a very hard time, and he's going to go through a big trial. And I'm going to send you Clarence, his guardian angel, down there, and you can earn your wings. And he's all, oh, what do I have to help him do? He's like, oh, you know, he's going to commit suicide tonight, but I'm going to help you. You're going to help him not commit suicide. So he says, well, who is he? What's he like? Show me his life. So we go back in time and we find out who George Bailey is. And we go way back to when he was a boy, and they're riding shovels down a little hill and across a frozen pond and just playing around all these kids. And his brother breaks through the ice, almost drowns. George saves him from dying, his little brother. And this will be key later in the story. And he gets a bad ear infection from getting in the frozen water and loses hearing in one of his ears. And then we see, and look at how old this is. The guy's riding around in a horse-drawn buggy. You know what I mean? When these guys are kids. So this is a long time ago. Oh, I didn't know this. Let's see.
This takes place in what, 29? No. It begins in 29, right? Because when they go to that party, it's like class of 28 or something like that.
Let me see.
But guy.
Go ahead.
The guy who plays Mr. Potter, Lionel Barrymore.
Yeah.
And the guy, he was born in 1878. And the guy, Thomas Mitchell, who played, not Thomas Mitchell, Henry Travers, who played Clarence, the angel, he was born in 1874.
Wow.
Like, that's how fucking old these dudes were when they made this movie, probably in 1945. Like, holy shit, man. Jeez. That's crazy.
That is crazy to think about. Yeah, I was thinking about my grandfather, because tomorrow will be I think I told you, like the 28th anniversary of my grandfather's death. My absolute hero. My grandfather was like my father growing up. And I was thinking he was born in 1918. So if he were around still, his birthday's in March. So March of 26, he'd be turning what? Like 108. So it would be possible for my grandfather to be alive. People have lived that long. But he died in his late 70s. You know, he was beat to shit by the time he died. He was dropped out of school in the 3rd grade, worked on farms, you know, like he was in the Great Depression. He was right in the middle of the Great Depression, my grandfather. And then he had a very hard beginning to his life, and he was the most joyful, loving, kind, very funny, very jokey guy. I think that's where I get a lot of the improv jokey kind of, you know, talent. His high school sweetheart died of tuberculosis. Oh, his mother died of the pandemic, the Spanish flu in back then, right? Wasn't the pandemic in like 17, 18, 19, something like that, right? That was World War I.
1918.
And he was born in 18. His mother died of the Spanish flu right after he was born. And, you know, very poor. His family gets split up, my grandfather. I'm going to tell this because he's my hero, my grandpa. and his sisters go live with another family, and that family had money and sent them to school. They went to college, blah, blah, blah. They had good middle-class lives. Him and his brother, Eduardo, they live with their dad, who was, as my grandfather put it, a very kind man, but a terrible provider. And they lived with their dad. He remarried the evil stepmother, who hated my grandfather and my grand uncle or whatever he would be, and favored her new kids she had with my great-grandfather, Eduardo Sr., and my grandpa told me she threw a frying pan at his head, a cast iron skillet, just missed him, and all kinds of other just mean stuff. Constantly, they had to work and then give all their money to their dad, and blah, blah. Just horrible life. And there was actual real racism back then. Then his high school sweetheart gets tuberculosis and dies, and he marries her right before she dies, just to like he's going to marry her because she's going to die. I remember I found a picture of her in my grandparents' house, and me and my brother was like, "Who is that? Who is that?" And then we asked my grandma, and my grandpa. And my grandma kind of didn't want to talk about it because no matter what, women are jealous, even if the poor girl died as a teenager. So apparently that my grandpa, he married at 17, his high school sweetheart. And then after all that shit, he gets shipped off to fight Nazis and Japanese in the Pacific. So there you go. But you wouldn't know it. He was the godliest, sweetest, most resolute, masculine dude I ever met. He was an awesome, awesome dude. Timothy David Duran. So there you go. Anyway. Mr. Potter is the richest guy in town. He's a bastard. He owns a bunch of property, and he rents it out to people, and he's mean, and the houses suck, that they're not kept up in quality. The rents are too high for these, basically peasants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a slumlord. He's a bastard. And I think he like owns the bank, owns the newspaper, owns the Telegraph. He owns Bedford Falls. He owns the damn town. So, I'm sorry, you were saying something.
No, he's an asshole. He's a tyrant. He's a mean, money hungry, shrewd old man, and everybody hates him. God. Money is his he's Mr. Burns.
Yeah. Mr. Burns would
he's Mr. Burns, and then Smithers is his little sidekick is Smithers. Yeah, he's an asshole.
So we see he saves his brother, George Bailey, the main character. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, George saves him. Saves his brother Harry.
Right. He saves his brother Harry. That's important. Yeah, it's Harry and George. Then we meet Mr. Potter, the evil tycoon. And then we go into the drugstore. Who's the druggist? I forget his last name. It doesn't matter. He's the drugstore guy. It's a pharmacy.
Mr. Martini?
Yes, I believe that. Yeah.
No, not Mr. Martini.
No, Martini's the bar.
No. Mr. Martini owns the bar. Mr. Gower. Mr.
Gower.
That's who the pharmacist is, Mr. Gower.
Right. So he goes in there. He works part-time at Mr. Gower's. He's into National Geographic magazine. You have to remember, this is the time of exploration, right? This is, after colonialism and all that have been going on for a couple hundred years. Westerners, Americans, Europeans, like, ooh, let's go to India. Let's go to South America. Let's go to Africa. And it's like very exotic, that whole spirit of National Geographic. And he subscribes to the magazine, and he says he's like a member of their club. And he tells Donna Reed is there in the blue as a little girl. Mary, what is it you want, Mary?
Mary.
And then the other girl's kind of in pink. When she grows up, she's a fast woman, as they say. But they both like him. They both think he's cute. And the one in the blue tells him she's going to marry him. And he makes her an ice cream, and she leans over to his deaf ear. His ear got ruined from the fever and the infection from saving his brother from the pond. Says, George Bailey, when we grow up, I'm going to marry you or whatever. And he doesn't hear it. And I've always thought the ice cream he's making her looks delicious. It's like a scoop of chocolate with a little bit of coconut sprinkled on it. And I've always wanted to taste it so badly because it just looks amazing to me. I don't know why.
And I love this color, because this is, of course, in black and white. But I love that this part is in color. I think it kind of makes it's nostalgic. He's young. He's, life's full of hope. And there's a few pretty messed up parts here in the childhood. But I like this part being in color because the rest of it's in black and white. But yeah, Mr. Gower, he gets a telegram that his son died
in World War II.
He's
died in battle.
Yeah, he's crying, and he's all fucked up.
He's drunk.
Obviously.
It seems like. And he's been drinking.
Yeah, he's intoxicated. He's sad. He's distraught. But you think back then, like those people were tough. Those things didn't bother them, and they were cut from different cloth. They're made of tougher stuff, and life was hard back then. Blah blah blah. But man, it doesn't matter what time. It could be 1,000 years ago. If you lose a child like that, man, that's just fucking devastating.
Well, I mean, look
and
at
he
what
still came to work and
Western civilization, the main point of all of Western civilization, the entire thing it is built on is the death of a son. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, sacrificed. That is the pinnacle of the West. So if it can break God's heart for his son to be sacrificed, of course human beings can't withstand it, really, you know? So yeah, Mr. Gower is just broken, and he's the pharmacist. So he and back then it's going to be more compounding. So they're going to take the chemicals and put them together and then give out the pills, right? There's not some factory making pills. And he screws up the pills for Mrs. So-and-so, Mrs. Davis or whoever. And George Bailey's the delivery boy. He's going to go deliver the drugs to the lady who got the prescription. And George notices, like, are these right? I think this is poison. And he's trying to talk to Mr. Gower, the pharmacist, about it. And Mr. Gower's crying about his dead son. So he says, I don't know what to do. And I love this. You would never see this in the left-wing feminist woke world. Ask Dad. He knows. Right? Because after
smoking a cigarette,
60 years of Archie Bunker, Homer Simpson, and Al Bundy, we know what Western Hollywood people think of Dad, right? Nothing good. You know, so I love the values in this movie. Ask Dad, he knows. You know, so he goes to the building and loan that his father runs, the Bailey Building and Loan. His dad runs it with his nitwit uncle as a pet crow. Go ahead.
Well, hold on. Mr. Gower, he tells him, hey, you know, these pills are poison. You know, you were going to defend. But I know it's, and he smacks him. He
that's later.
Hits him. He's like, why didn't you deliver these pills? Like, is it later? Okay, go ahead.
I think that comes up later. Yeah. I think he comes back to Mr. Gower and Mr. Gower slaps him. I could be wrong, but I think that happens. That happens later because I think he gets a phone call from the lady that she didn't get her drugs. Where are the drugs? The little boy didn't show up. But I think that happens after.
Oh, that's right. And that's why he gets pissed.
Right. So he goes to talk to his dad. Hey, Dad, what I do? I can't talk to Mr. Gower about these pills, but I think I got to do something. They might be poisonous. But his dad is confronting Mr. Potter, the evil tycoon, who's going to take the building and loan. And the building and loan would give people like affordable mortgages so they could have at least a hovel. They could have 4 walls and a roof to put their poor families in. And Mr. Potter hates that because he doesn't want anyone to own a home. He wants them all renting from him. Sound familiar? So then, he goes back to the shop, and Mr. Guy was like, Miss Davis called. You didn't deliver the pills, you little lazy shit. And he slaps him in his sore ear, the deaf ear. And it bleeds.
Fucking smacks him.
When you watch this part, you want to cry because, excuse me,
dude.
Because here's what's so beautiful about the heart of George Bailey, this little boy. He's such a good little boy. Even though Mr. Gower slaps him and is screaming at him, he says, I know you didn't mean it. I know it was a mistake and you didn't mean to put that poison in there. You were sad about your son. I saw the letter the army sent you. And Mr. Gower like touches the powder and licks it. And he goes, and Mr. Gower feels so bad that he slapped this kid in the ear. And they're hugging. And
like
they're hugging and they're crying. And it's so human and so well written. You know, that's why I just scoff at
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Right. But it's beautiful, the reaction.
I'll tell you what, though,
George Bailey has.
If my son came home with a bloody ear and I heard that his boss slapped him in his fucking head, I'm gonna go down there and beat the shit out of Mr. Gower. Like, hey, I'm sorry about your son, man. But
even if you found out Mr. Gower's son had died that day.
Hey, like I said, I would apologize before and after, but you're going to take this ass whooping for putting your hands on my kid. But it shows not only what a great kid he is, but what impact it has on people. Mr. Gower is like, realizing that he was about to visit that same thing that he's experiencing on somebody else. Right. Because that little girl would have died, you know, and her mom would be in the same position as him. So there's tons of things running through Mr. Gower's now clear mind after he just got shocked into sobriety by knowing, I almost killed a kid.
So as a writer, as I've said many times on the show, this is perfect setup. You're introduced to the world, you're introduced to the problem, and you're introduced to the main character. And then we have events, we have plot revealing character. In the writing world, a lot of people say, is it plot-driven movie or character-driven movie? No such thing. Plot and character are the same thing. They're two sides. The plot reveals the character. The plot is the things that happen, right? Well, the things that happen show you the personality and character of the character. So you see him save the brother from drowning, save Mrs. Days from the poison, and then extend grace and mercy to Mr. Gower for slapping him. Also, when Mr. Potter's chewing out his dad and threatening to take the bank away from him, he pushes Mr. Potter and says, "You think you're a big man? Yeah. My dad's a big man. He's a better man than you," and blah, blah. And he gives it to Mr. Potter because Mr. Potter's making fun of the dad for being broke and your little stupid bank. And like, he's a great effing kid. He's a great kid, you know?
Yeah. And he wants the building alone. He wants it.
Go ahead.
No, he wants to snuff out that last, flicker of hope for Bedford Falls and take the building alone. That's what he wants to do. That's how evil this fucking dude is. And also what makes it such a big deal that he's speaking that way to Mr. Potter is you just saw his boss smack him upside the head. So this is a time where kids didn't fucking talk to adults sideways, right? Not just adults that you were related to, like adults in general. So he was taking a real risk to stick up for his dad, but he didn't care about that. He didn't even think about it. And another thing he didn't think about is when his brother fell through the ice. He was there. It wasn't, oh my God, somebody. He just jumped in to fucking save his brother, jumped in to save his dad too, and as much as a little kid could, in that moment, he jumped in and saved Mr. Gower's whole fucking life. So this kid has done a lot in his, what is he, 11 or 12 at that time?
Right. And he has big dreams, and he's a hopeful, kind, loving young kid. And he was telling the young girl, the young Donna Reed, that he's going to travel the world as an explorer. He's going to go to tropical islands and this and that and go to Egypt and find the lost gold and, like a crazy Indiana Jones kind of thing, And so here he is now. In real life, I think he was about 30 years old, but, in the story, he's supposed to be fresh out of high school here or something like that, headed off to college, right?
And fucking 35.
I think he's under 20 is what he's supposed to be. I think in real life, he's probably like 28, 29 years old. Regardless. He's going to go on his trip. He saved all his money. He's going to go on his international trip for like a year to visit exotic locations. I think he says something about taking a boat down to Brazil and working, like harvesting bananas or something for a while. And he's going to do this and do that and see elephants. And his buddy behind the counter that gives him a piece of luggage. And Mr. Gower paid for it. And it's personally embossed. It like has his name on it. So he goes back into Gower's store. So this is the same little boy that saved everyone. This is George Bailey now as a young adult. So everyone's wishing him well, and he's going to go on this trip. And then another funny thing about this, there's a taxi driver and a cop that he's friends with that go around town. And do you know what their names are?
Bert and Ernie.
Right.
Bert.
I saw this movie 20 times before I realized, oh, that's where Bert and Ernie come from. Like, I didn't know that. But so anyway, it cuts back to his little brother, Harry, is graduating high school. There's the girl that was in the ice cream shop when she was a little girl. Here she is now all grown up, and everyone's always gawking at this blonde beauty here. Everyone's always very interested in her movements and outfits. And then you get this really fun family scene with the mom and the dad, George and Harry, the maid, and they're going to have a big party at the high school tonight because it's graduation for Harry's grade. He's younger than his older brother. And it's a great scene, and it's just such loving family stuff. They're even teasing I love when Harry teases the maid. He tells her that he's going to like kiss her or take her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to marry you now. And she's like, you put a hand on me, I'm going to slap you or something. It's really funny. The way this is written, it's realistic. This is like a joyful, happy family. And I don't know. There's so much warmth there. And the dad talks to him about leaving on this international trip and, maybe working at the bank. And Harry's got a scholarship to go play football. Where? I don't remember where. Some university. So the dad's like, well, maybe he can go to college and then you stay and work with me for a few more years. And it feels like George has been waiting to go on his trip and start living his life for a few years. And he keeps giving it up and he keeps giving it up. And it kind of isn't fair to him. He's just getting older and older and he's not getting able to start his life. They go to the dance. That's Alpha from the Little Rascals, by the way, the guy on the right, and he's dancing with Donna Reed. the little girl who whispered in his ear, I'm going to marry you one day, George Bailey. We hasn't seen her in years. And I don't know how old Donna Reed is here in real life, but in the movie, they say she's 17. If you show me that woman, I might say, 25, 27. I don't know. People did look older in the past.
Yeah, she looks like in her early 20s.
Yeah, I do wonder why people look so young now. Like a dude will be in his 30s and have that smooth kind of roundish face and like no bone definition. It's very weird to me how young some of these people look. Doesn't look healthy. It looks bizarre to me. And you have a great scene here. Oh, go ahead.
Dude, he was a pilot in World War II.
Oh yeah.
It's another thing that you found back then. A lot of these guys, a lot of these famous actors were in the military, fought in the war. He was a pilot. He flew missions over in the European theater during World War II. He got up to the rank, I think, of brigadier general, but he was like a colonel and shit, and a captain first, then a colonel. So he was a for real soldier, fighter, a war hero. And I imagine what he went through, because this is 1946. A year before this, he was in the military. So how was he dealing with coming home, having fought the war, PTSD? I'm sure there was shit he was dealing with, flying missions over fucking Europe in World War II, and being a megastar. I bet that was quite a fucking, quite a lot for him to deal with.
Baseball players, actors, they would serve their country. You know what I mean? And you know who really served, baby? The king himself.
Oh, yeah. I'm the king. I'm Sergeant King, man. Oh, blue Christmas.
Without you.
Hey, thanks for fighting, boys. Thank you.
We're caught in a trap.
Hey, go get Hitler, man. Take care of that Nazi son of a bitch, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, mama. Get him, boys. Fight him. You're going to die, Hitler. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, over there doing that jailhouse rock for the soldiers. Good job, Elvis.
Well,
you know what, man? I'm going to give all you guys, I'm going to give you all peanut butter sandwiches, man, with jelly, peanut butter, and a banana, man. Oh, yeah. Pass them out, boys. Taking care of business.
TCB.
Good job, Elvis.
TCB. So anyway, he meets Donna Reed after like 10 years of not seeing her. She is smitten, and she is a beautiful lady.
What's up, girl?
Dang. She's a bit all right.
She's smitten too. Chill out.
There's a really fun scene. So Alfalfa from the Little Rascals was dancing with her. Then he cuts in and he starts dancing with her. So he's mad. He just got cucked by George Bailey, and he goes down to this little.
He face palmed him.
Right. Yeah. He big dicked him, dude. It wasn't cool. So.
Oh, stop bothering people. He told him to stop bothering people.
That's right.
Like, get out of here. Get out of here, Junior.
Right. Doesn't he say something like, hey, we were dancing? He said, oh, why don't you stop bothering people?
Yeah. He cup checked him in front of her, hit him in his nuts. Get out of here, you little fucker.
Right.
Oh, it hurt.
Right. Oh, yeah. We'll get to Buffalo Gals. He drops one of the coldest lines ever on a woman that I have to admit I've used because it's so
and it worked.
Good. It
works.
It works. It works. It works. I'll tell you the line when we get there. So Alfalfa gets a key and turns it, and in this high school, they installed a pool underneath the gymnasium floor where everybody's dancing, and they're having a Charleston dancing contest. I guess it was all the rage back then, the Charleston, because this is supposed to be about in the 20s or the 30s, this part of the movie, right? It's not quite yet World War II. I guess it would be the late 20s or the mid 30s. This would be like the mid 30s.
28.
Right? Okay, right. This is right before World War II.
This is
28 right here. It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I brought up the year. But everyone's scared and they're almost falling in the pool. But George Bailey and Mary don't see the pool open, and all the screaming and hooping and hollering. They think everyone's cheering for how crazy they're dancing, and they're dancing good. Yeah. And then they end up falling in the pool. Everybody falls in the pool, and then the principal's like, "Screw it!" and the principal jumps in, and everyone jumps. And it's just it's a crazy, really fun scene. One of the classic scenes in a classic movie.
And you notice
go ahead.
Old the teachers are.
Right.
Like the teachers are like grandparents. Like now teachers are in their 30s and shit, 40s or whatever, 50s, but these are like grandpas and grandmas and shit, as the administrators in the schools. And I think that's a good idea. I think when you have like much older people like that, it's probably going to be more strict, be a lot less, fucking around. Probably
Wait, are
not
you
going to see a
saying
lot of
that
these fucking teachers.
age confers wisdom? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That the older
Yeah,
and
in
more
a
experienced
roundabout way,
people are,
yes.
the
Yeah.
more
And you're less
probabilistic
likely to be you're less likely to be fucking the students too.
Right, and be a lib.
That happens a lot now.
A shit lib trying to brainwash all the kids about all this
Yeah.
crap. Ugh. So anyway, they go into the locker room off camera. He gets a old school football outfit. It doesn't fit him, but he needs something dry to wear home. And she just gets a robe. This is about as risque as it got back in the 40s making movies.
Yeah.
And they're
for
walking
sure.
home, and it's getting a little romantic. And this is where, what is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? Oh, I'll lasso the moon and bring it down to you. And he kind of goes off on this poetic, I would bring the moon down and you would swallow it. And the moonbeams would come out, shoot out of all your fingers. And he's like going on in this very visual description of this romantic capturing the moon for his lady. And it gets a little intense there. But then as they are walking home, he's walking her home. She walks by a hydrangea bush and her robe gets ripped off. Now it's 1940s. They don't make this X-rated. It's played for laughs in a very tasteful way. You just see her head sticking out of the bushes. And she says, my robe, give me my robe. And he picks up the robe. And then it's the way he reacts. So he says, it's not every day a fella finds himself in a situation like this. And she's like, oh, you monster.
Yeah, especially.
He's like, I could sell tickets. He's like thinking out loud, just giving her a hard time. And, before that, she gets naked in the hydrangea bush. He tells her, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in school. That's the line, guys, right there. If it wasn't me talking is the key to this line because it's so clever. Take it from me. I became a father at 18. I am telling you, I know how to talk to ladies. So, but talking
because that line allows you to compliment her, but not seem like you're taken by her because you're putting that buffer of if I were talking, I would say that, but it's not. So I'm not saying it.
I'm not saying it.
I think you're hot. Yeah, I think you're hot, but I'm not telling you I think you're hot. And he because he, like you said, he's going off on his little tangent, oh yeah, I'll get the moon for you, the moon, because short out your fingers and all that shit. Because he's not paying attention. He doesn't see the hydrangea bush snatch her robe off, and he goes, well, what are you doing in the bushes? She's like, oh, hand me my robe. And he goes, and when he says, man doesn't get in this situation every day, he goes, especially in Bedford Falls. Shit was always so funny to me that he snuck that, especially in Bedford Falls. This shit don't happen around here.
Right. Yeah, maybe one of those big filthy cities. But it's funny.
Yeah, not here.
I mean, sexuality is part of humans, but there's a way to do it tastefully and not the gross way they do it nowadays in movies and shows, where it's just like might as well be an X-rated movie. It's just so like Game of Thrones, dragons, knights, magic, this, that. It's super interesting. And then it's just like, you know what? Here's an X-rated scene of dicks.
Dude,
it's like,
I never.
Can we just get back to real sword fighting and not this kind of sword fighting, please?
There's never a reason to show a penis in a movie. Can we fucking agree on that?
Dude, Antonius just reminds
me
of a banger here. When they're flirting and kind of playing coy and talking, there's a man up. It's like midnight or 10 p.m. It's very late. And there's a grouchy guy on his porch, like 2 houses over. And he's going on and on. I'm going to capture the moon. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the guy on the porch goes, oh, would you shut up and kiss her already?
Yeah. He goes, oh, youth is wasted on the wrong people. He goes, oh, and he goes in the house. He's like, man, fuck this. And he goes in the house with his newspaper. Oh, come on back. I'll show you a kiss and I'll put hair back on your head.
Right.
That old man's like, he's like, you young kids out here, you guys are fucking around.
Right.
So, man,
yeah, what's he like?
You know what I give to be in your shoes? Well, I think he wants to see him not blow the opportunity.
Right.
He wants to see him like, hey, man, don't. You got a beautiful girl. They don't fuck it up. Kiss her. Yeah. Damn it. Maybe he was in his shoes, 30, 40 years ago, and he fucked around and didn't kiss her. So he don't want to see
he's living alone, reading a newspaper.
Make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't hear anybody calling him in the house, did you? So don't end up like me. And this is before Viagra, so that man was hurting.
So she was stuck in the hydrangea bush naked. He's teasing her, acting like he's not going to give her robe back. But then, what a turn. The family car pulls up. The horn is honking. His father has had a stroke. He rushes home. He throws her the robe. Sorry, gotta go. Smash cut to the board of the directors of his dad's savings and loan. They vote to make him the big boss for a little while. What are they going to do? Some of the guys say they want to sell it to Mr. Potter. Some of the guys are like, we don't know, blah, blah, blah. And he has to cancel his exotic around the world trip because if he leaves, they're going to sell this thing to Mr. Potter. And he believes in what his dad was doing with the savings and loan, helping poor people be able to get into home loans. So he's like, okay, no exotic trip. So this is like the umpteenth time that he's like delaying his future. And it just goes to show his character again and again and again that he does what's right in spite of what he wants selfishly. He's willing to self-sacrifice.
And he tells them, hey, he's like, you guys can't give this to Mr. Potter. He's all he said, this rickety old building and loan needs to stay here for no other reason but to keep everybody having to crawl to him and beg. It has to stay. And he said it right in front of him too. Mr. Potter's sitting right there. And, he says, pretty much, hey, good luck, fellas. And he goes to leave, and the guy comes out and says, hey, they voted to not sell to Potter. And he's like, all right, cool. He's like, but if you leave, they'll change their vote. You have to take over. And he's like,
right.
Damn it. He was almost out the door. He was almost out the door. Yeah, he was, it's Friday and the bell's about to ring and some nerd kid goes, weren't you going to give us homework this weekend? And you're like, fuck. So that's George, except this is everything he's been talking about literally since he was a little kid. Yeah. Suitcase in hand, hat on the head, ready to go. Damn it.
Right. He's ready to get on that train and get on that steamship and go live his adventures, maybe find his wife, find his business, find his future as a man. Yep. And as a man, that's what is your achievement as a man. Like, what am I going to do with my life? So he's been out of high school for who knows, 4, 5, 6 years. And he's just like waiting. He's waiting and he can't get going. Things keep happening. It sucks for him.
Yeah, he waited 4 years.
Yeah.
He waited 4 years for his brother to come back.
Right. Now, so yeah, Harry is back now. Harry, the one he saved from drowning in the pond, is back. He went and played college football, did really good, but he met a woman
because George gave him. Yeah, but he went to college because George gave him his college money, so then he could go to college instead. So here his brother is living his life.
Has Lionel Barrymore ever been young? No. When he was born, he was 48 years old when he was born. So that's a lot of people don't know that.
He cut his own umbilical cord. He cut his own umbilical cord and went to work.
Right. Right. He came out on that wheelchair, actually. He was already really old. The wheelchair with that little knitted blanket.
And somehow he had already been smoking for 20 years.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right. When they were walking home, there's so many moments in this. Where they were walking home, there was an old busted up house. And she says it's a beautiful old house. And he's like, it's a rickety old piece of junk. And if you throw a rock at this house and break a window, you can make a wish. And he wished to leave and go on his adventure. She wished for him to stay. But that's an important one. But
she didn't tell him.
Right.
But she didn't tell him. That's where she just started walking away saying, Buffalo gals, why don't you come out tonight? Like, you know what I wish for. I wish for you to get up in this robe. And then he what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. When he threw he was going to throw the rock, she said, don't throw the rock. I love that house. And he was like, I wouldn't live in there if I was a ghost. Like, he's just fucking mumbling these fucking bangers.
Line. That's such a good line.
He said, I wouldn't live in it if I was a ghost. What does a ghost give a shit about what a house looks like?
Right. Man, again, as a writer, when you hear lines like that, you're like, oh, I wish I thought of that line. That's such a good line.
I wouldn't live in it if I were a ghost.
Right. Awesome.
That house really sucks. Like, I wouldn't haunt that piece of shit. Jeez.
Right. So his brother comes home after 4 victorious years in college. I think he has his degree. But what he really brings home, and there's their uncle. I forget the uncle's name, but the uncle's
Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy.
Uncle piece of shit. That's his name.
Uncle dumb shit, who's just like a weird
fuck.
Guy. He's always tying ropes on his fingers to remember things. He's got a pet crow They never explain why.
And a squirrel. And
Right.
a squirrel.
He's a loon. And the crow hangs out at the bank. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if the crow counts the money or what goes on. Anyway, Harry comes home with a wife, a new Mrs. Bailey.
Gabe,
and that's all.
It would probably be better if the crow was counting the money.
Right. Oh, he would be the counting crow. Come on. The sister of Adam Durst, the lead singer of the Counting Crows, was my substitute teacher one day junior year of high school.
Oh, that's crazy. Then he made it big. He's all fucking out of here.
Mr. Jones and me.
He's all never teach one of these little bastards again.
Anyway.
But yeah, his brother's living his life. He went off to college. He was a football star.
That should have been his wife.
Yeah, he came back with a beautiful wife. Hey, say, George, here's my wife. Oh, George, nice to meet you, George. Like when they say, I love the way that they fucking talk back then. Oh, great to meet you. And like, oh, I'm, it's swell, and all this kind of shit. Let's go down to the fountain and get a pop. See, fucking lovely. All the perfect movie. I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah, it's guys. If you haven't seen
smoking that cigarette,
cool as hell.
Dude, when you're smoking a cigarette in a 3-piece suit, get out of here.
Right.
And the house, everybody's in the house. Everybody's happy that Harry's back. And he's happy too. It's not like he's fucking, all sulking and shit because his brother's back. He'd love to see his brother. But that sound of family, the sound of the house is just a buzz with, oh, good to see you. And he's back. And oh my goodness. And great to see you. And it's, it's cool. But juxtaposed with, him outside. Oh, it should have been me, Shane.
Right. So, so he's talking to his mom. And the mom says, go talk to that girl. Go talk to that Donna Reed. And, before things get out of hand, before she gets away, go talk to her. He's out there. He's had a little bit to drink. So that ends there. And let's go this way. So, sorry, I had this in a second folder. I have to open a different one here. Okay. So, looking good.
And that's so cool. Mom. But that's so cool. Mom always has a way of she has clarity. You have this jumbled mess in your hands. She goes, oh, here, give that to me. And she irons it out and gives it back to you nice, folded and neat. And you're like, oh, yeah, I do need to do that. She's like, look, go over there, talk to that girl, blah, blah, blah. And then she even he gets over there and she's like, hey, George, out the window, hey, George, what are you going to come up here and see me sometime? And he's like, oh, well, what do you mean? She's like, your mother already called and told me you're on your way over here. Like she knows what's up.
Did your mom ever
set you in the right direction and she's lighting?
Was your mom ever set
no,
you up?
But she wanted to. Yeah, there was some coworker of hers that had this daughter that she wanted me to date. I was like, no, I'm cool. But his mom is like not only sending him in the right direction, but she's lighting his path. Like every step he takes, the light keeps lighting ahead of him, showing him which way to go. Like she's here, son. This is what you need to do. This is the woman that you need. And that was the greatest piece of advice he got in his whole life.
Right.
Was marry Mary.
Mary. What is
she's she's a star.
Yeah. So he goes over to Mary's.
Mary's she's the MVP.
Yeah, she's great. He goes over to Mary's and they get a call from another friend of theirs. And isn't he in New York now and doing plastics? And he's their high school buddy.
Yeah.
And he got in on the ground floor on plastics. And you have to think about it. This is the late 20s, early 30s. This is new technology, new industry. So it's like getting in on the internet early or getting in on cars early or whatever. He's getting in on plastics early, right? So he's becoming pretty wealthy, So that's who the mom wants Donna Reed. The other Donna Reed's mom wants her to marry this guy, Hee-Haw. What's his name?
Sam Wainwright.
Sam Wainwright. That's
Sam Wainwright.
Right. So she takes a call from Sam Wainwright in the middle of George Bailey visiting her. He gets a little put off by it. And all this nice guy stuff from George Bailey, it comes to a head here. He's drowning people, saving people from poison, forgiving people who slap the shit out of him, giving up his college dreams, giving up his life, giving up everything, taking over his dad's business after his dad has a stroke. He really likes this girl. She likes him, but he kind of sees her slipping away to Sam Wainwright, the plastic mogul. And get into it's so well written. Oh, as a writer, it's they get into this thing where they can't control their passion for each other, but he can't control this resentment he has of how his life has gone. And they cry and they kiss and they fight and they love and they hate. It's an amazing scene. You know, they break down screaming and yell, and he ends up leaving. And she takes that record of that Buffalo Gals, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? That's a song they've been singing. She's got it on the LP, and she busts it on the phonograph. And I'm sure you've seen that on the internet. It's a famous GIF that people use all the time of her standing in front of the record player and just busting the record. And you know, so he leaves. It's kind of not great, you know. So, but they end up.
Go back to the one before.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that one right there. Look how he's standing back there in the background. The look on his face, the way he's holding his hat, the way his body's shaped, like that V shape. Yeah. It almost looked like he's drawn, like he's in the background. Like it's an amazing shot right there. And she's playing the game too. Oh, Sam Wainwright, how nice of you to call me. Oh, nice to talk to you too, Sam. Oh, your old friend George Bailey's here.
Oh, this is what
put him on the phone, see?
This is what he gets so mad at.
He's like, you're trying to take my girl? Yeah.
Sam offers him a job in plastics, but he'd have to move out to some other place. Yeah. And he's all, I don't want a job in plastics. I don't want to marry you. I don't want this. Blah, blah, blah. And he's just like all this bitterness, and it finally comes out of him that he's never got to be George Bailey. He's always been for other people, which is good. But I think he's stifled. But anyway, that passion of the argument and the crying, and I think the release for him of all that pent up whatever, it turns. They admit their love. They get married in a little ceremony. Everybody's throwing rice on them, and they're going on a honeymoon. And they got, $7,000 cash or something crazy. They have a big chunk of cash. I don't know.
That's a lot of money back then.
Right. And they're in the cab with Bert, or is it Ernie? I don't remember who's who. I think Bert's the cop.
I think that's Ernie. Bert, Ernie's there.
Yeah, Ernie's the taxi guy. So Ernie's going to drive them to not the airport. They're going to probably go to a steamship. It's probably too early to be getting on airports regularly. But they're on their way to their honeymoon. They've been married minutes ago. They're in the taxi with their friend going to the steamer ship.
They're on the way, guys.
On the way.
Literally on the way.
And they notice at a stoplight or whatever, his dad's bank that he's in charge of, there's a bank run. Everyone's coming in. They want their cash. The banks are failing. It's a stock market crash, right? It's 1928. Now it's 29.
1929. Yeah.
We know the stock market crash was October 29, right? I think it was something like that. So the guy who just can't seem to live his own life and keeps helping people, he goes into the bank, and he and his wife take their honeymoon money and give the people that money.
MVP. She just goes, how much do you need? And then boom. Right. And he was like, he turns like, oh yeah, great idea. Let's do that. Anything to save the town for the people. He didn't do this for him. If he just would have said, Ernie, keep going. We're going to go to that boat. We're going to go here. If he would have been selfish, I guess, for lack of a better word, which is fucked up, would that have been selfish? I guess.
Right.
But if he would have chose his dreams and his future with his wife, his new wife, this love is hot. They all would have, the billing loan would have gone away. Potter would have taken over the business. The town would have been begging and groveling to him forever. But no, George said, pull over, Ernie. Let's see what's going on. And Potter told him, if you close your doors before 6 p.m., you'll never open them again. So he also had that playing in the back of his head. If I don't do this, Potter wins. So he pulls over this MVP right here. They're going to play this footage when they get wife MVP and she comes up on stage to get her award. They're going to play this clip because this is her first MVP move right here.
Right.
How much do you need? She's supporting her man. She knows what he's like. She knows what he would do. Right. She knows the good man she has. Let me go ahead, tip over this first domino. Let me back his play. So this is MVP move number 1 for Mary.
Let me give you all a tip. And I feel very young. I feel very young for whatever reason, but I'm 47. I'm a grandfather. I've been married 29 years. And I want to give you all a tip, unsolicited. You didn't ask, but it's a major problem in the world. Relationships and divorce. It's a huge problem in our culture in the West. The key to staying married. I know what it is. I know that sounds grandiose for me to make a proclamation that big, but I know. It's been 3 decades. My wife and I, Jericho, you've seen us. You've spent the night at my house. You have nothing but praise for my wife, and you see the dynamic of our relationship. We're just happy. We get along all the time. We don't fight. She doesn't nag me. I don't boss her or critic. Like, we get along. We're one. And do you know what it is? I figured out what it is. We just have the exact same values. That's what it is. You can't marry someone that has a different religion or politics than you can't. Good luck. You can't. Because when the shit goes down, the heavy stuff, you have to agree. You got to have someone like Mary. It's like, you know what? George would give this money away. I'm going to do it. I'm his woman. I'm his right hand. This is what we're doing. And like, can you imagine? You're anti-abortion and your wife is pro-abortion. She gets pregnant for the 5th time and aborts your child without telling you because it's her body, her choice. How's your marriage supposed to stay together after something like that?
No.
So the key to a good marriage, like so many things in life, is simple. It's much easier said than done. How do you lose weight? Exercise, diet. That's very simple, hard to do, easy to understand. The key to a good marriage is have the same values. That's it. If you're dating someone and you don't have the same core values, do not marry that person. That's my advice. You know, so that's it. Don't marry someone that disagrees with you on shit that matters. I can only think of like one thing my wife and I disagree about. She likes shrimp and I don't like seafood. She doesn't like seafood, but she'll eat shrimp. I really can't think of things we disagree about. I don't know. So there you go.
Yeah, it's very superficial. You know, the things, if I had to write down a list of complaints about my wife, we're talking like the way she puts the toilet paper on the roll.
Yeah,
like
but nothing that matters.
You know
Nothing that matters.
Nothing that matters. No, not at all. And we sat down and we talked before we had kids, after we got married and stuff. We had conversations on how we're going to raise them and things like that. And I think that takes more courage than, and I wouldn't say courage because it's nothing well, yeah, it could be dangerous.
You're starting to sound like Oprah here.
But it takes more maturity, definitely, to sit down and discuss when you're going to start a family and how you're going to do it. You know, to sit down and make plans rather than, you know, it already happened. You know, and people who, my brother-in-law, his wife got pregnant first. They ended up getting married. They've been married almost as long as we have. Everything's great, but for people to sit down and say, okay, at this point in our lives, we are going to start a family. We're going to change our lives for the best way, but you still have no idea until you do it. But to sit down and make those plans, but to have those discussions about how are we going to raise these kids, you know? And like I said, the only things I have to complain about my wife are very superficial. They're not important. They're not, you know, serious, but the real shit we agree on.
Yeah, my wife likes to put her toes under the back of my knee if it's really cold at night.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I could do without that.
I let her do it for a minute, like put her freezing feet on the back of my leg for whatever reason. I don't know what that's about, but that's about the extent of my complaints. You know, so.
Hey, I got one more. Hey, how about don't tell any more stories? I'll do that.
But that's not my wife. Right? That's all women. That's all women. Yeah. But this is how loving and understanding my wife is. And I am not exaggerating, and I'm not making this up. When I say that thing I'm about to tell you, my wife kind of laughs about it and goes, okay. My wife will start a woman story, which is not a story. I'm a writer. That's not how you tell a story. My wife will start a woman story, 85 characters, 35 plot threads, no discernible point. And about 2 or 3 minutes into listening, I go, honey, you got to tell me what this is about. I don't say it mean. I say it with a smile on my face. She goes, oh, that's right. She lost her keys. Like, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Like, I didn't care what they had for lunch. I don't know. And then her sister was there, and then she left the story and never came back in the story. So I don't know why you mentioned her. And but my wife, she does tell woman stories. You know, that's the way they are. You know, that's just how
women's stories are like in your dream when you're trying to run fast but you can't. That's what it's like.
You're trying to punch something and you're just going.
It's super soft, but that's what it's like. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Going
ladies.
Around the.
Yeah, ladies, you understand stories only. A story can have anything in it. That is true, but a story must have 3 things in it: a beginning, a middle, and an end. It must have those.
Most importantly.
It has to have those. And oftentimes, women's stories don't have a beginning. They just have a bunch of middle and they have no end. You know? It's just
We have
stuff.
to be the end.
Just stuff. So it was all on sale, and then she was like, "I'm not coming if she's coming." So anyway, and you know that those boots don't fit at all, and her feet were hurting the whole time. It's like, how the fuck is this a story? You're telling me
But
everything that happened.
I learned that that's in a woman's mind. That's why it's hard for my wife to go to sleep sometimes, because that's in her mind at night.
That's why you got to put them to
She's
sleep.
fucking,
If you know what I'm saying, you got to put them to sleep.
I do my part.
That's a very, I got to tell you, as a guy, it's a very satisfying thing to give them what for and then just see them sleeping. Like, that's right. That's right. Try me.
Yeah.
Try me, woman.
Now what?
Say I won't. That's right. Go to sleep.
You can't say shit. I can't say shit right now.
So anyway, he's got a good woman, because whatever his plan is, she is in on it.
She's all over it.
That's a great woman, a woman that wants to be led. That's a good woman. Not because, man, I know some people. I got relatives, I got friends, they're divorced or they're going through hell right now with their wife. And I was talking to my wife about, like, can you imagine being married to your mortal enemy? Like, you live in the house with and see every day and sleep with your arch nemesis. That's insane to me that some people are going through that, dude. Beginning, middle, end. Is that why there's few good female writers? I don't know. Maybe that could be part of it. Yeah, I mean, they sure love talking, women. Women be talking.
Women be yapping.
I remember I walked out of my house once, and there were 5 ladies in the middle of the street. They were all getting in their cars. They must have had tea or lunch at one lady's house by my house. There were 5 or 6 ladies, all like halfway getting in their cars, but like not yet. All talking. All of them talking, all of them listening, all of them answering. The female brain is amazing when it comes to like socializing a language.
It's different.
I just stopped and marveled at it for a second. I'm like, I don't understand what the hell these ladies, and they're all talking and keeping, and they're just all going. It's totally crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, they could have stayed out there for an hour.
I don't know.
Just
like
fucking,
when your female relatives come over, like your mom, your sisters-in-law, or whatever, and your grandmas and your aunts, and the women get going at the family party in the kitchen and the living room, they just get going talking. What is that? That is a sight to behold. It's like a bunch of chickens just cluck, 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 cluck. It goes, man.
Oh, they understand each other.
I guess. Are they even listening? I don't even know what's happening.
They're listening and talking. They're listening and talking. It's crazy.
What are the stats? I think you know them. Isn't it like men say an average of like 7,000 words a day, and women say like 20,000 words a day or something crazy like that?
Yeah, it's like 3 times as many as men.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Women be shopping. If you don't know women be shopping, do some research. It was
now, I don't know which came out first, but to think that Norm Macdonald would steal material from anybody is insane. But to think that somebody would take material from Norm Macdonald is not.
That makes a lot more sense.
Dave Chappelle said that. Yeah, Dave Chappelle said that line in The Nutty Professor in 1996.
Right.
He was playing a comedian. He's like, women be shopping, baby. Women be shopping.
I could have sworn I heard it like
who said that first, but
I could have sworn I heard it on Def Comedy Jam like in 93 or 94 at my buddy James' house. I could have sworn I heard it there before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a funny line. I don't think that line belongs to anyone. It's just funny. So.
Yeah, maybe it's a community line.
Yeah.
But
it's like a street joke. Everyone can tell it. So
yeah.
Either way. So they give away all their money, and they have $1 left, and the bank closes, so they're still technically in this. They have $1 or $2. I don't remember.
We're good.
I think they have $2. And they put them in the
$2.
safe in a little tray, and they tell them to like go mate and have a bunch of babies. Make a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going to an exotic locale and taking his beautiful bride overseas to get it on and see the world, they go to that old busted house. They've bought it. She has
did. While they're dealing with that, she slid off and created this.
Right. What a wonderful woman. She's got a chicken roasting over the fire and using a record player as a spit to turn the chicken or whatever the meat is. A beautifully set dinner. She's wearing a dress with a flower on it. And Bert and Ernie are there. And they let George Bailey in, and they put up posters of like Tahiti and Tonga and Hawaii and, like exotic locales, because this is his honeymoon now. And you know, the door doesn't even have a freaking window on it. Like, that's how rickety this house is. They're gonna fix it up, obviously. So he goes in a cold, wet, rainy night, but it's gonna be hot inside. He goes in to have dinner and a show with his bride. So yeah, but I can't stress enough. Let me just jump back one second, guys. Have the same values as your spouse, because it's all fun when everyone's young and sexy and you're all humping away and you're not thinking about much. It's not going to be that way forever. You know, you're going to have sex forever. Sure, it's a healthy marriage, but there's going to be a lot more going on later. At first, it's all eating out, doing it, and watching movies. That's like all it is at the start. I get it. But there's going to be substance coming up later, and you better be ready for it. So,
yeah.
There you go. So anyway, they got all the posters of the high seas. They go and visit some of they have a Bailey Park. It's where some of these really low income houses are that they build. Mr. Santini, the Italian guy, they move in, they congratulate him. He moves in. And Mr. Potter offers George a devil's bargain. Like, he offers him a job and this, that, and the other. And he wants to take over the building. And for a moment, just a moment, George considers it. And he's smelling the cigar he was offered. And he's like, wait a minute, what the hell? And he like chews out Mr. Potter, like, how dare you tempt me like this to get rid of the savings and loan and blah, blah, blah. And he storms out and he calls Mr. Potter, you know, a jerk and a piece of trash and whatever. And, you know, the wife is pregnant, he finds out. I love the old trope in the old cartoons and movies where the wife is knitting and she's knitting like a new baby outfit or whatever. And that's how husbands would find out in the old days. So now people find out I'm Maury Povich, which is not great.
You are not the father. I told you, bitch.
Right.
But yeah, she says, you know, she's like, Mary, why'd you marry a guy like me? She's like, because I want my baby to look like you. And he goes, what? Yeah. And he's all, boy, girl. She goes, yes. I thought, was she having twins or something? But she's like, I don't fucking know. It's a baby.
She was just too emotional. Like, so she just, yes.
Yeah, and he's happy. He wasn't like, oh shit, another mouth to feel. Like, he was happy. He was like, oh, this is awesome. Because this is what we're supposed to do. We're married now. So now we start. Yes.
It is I've achieved great things in my dreams of being an artist and a writer and a publisher. And the only thing I have done in my life that is eternal is be married and have kids. It's the only thing that matters, guys. I'm telling you from this side of it. I was very broke and poor. I got married. I made $8 an hour working at Toys R Us. When I got married, I worked at Toys R Us as a clerk. I was a kid. I was 18. And I'm on the other side of it now. Beautiful home near the coast, blah, blah, blah. Own a business, a lot of blessing. And the only thing that matters is the wife and kids. That's all that matters, dude. You know, you could take all of it away in an instant if I had to pick. So, I don't know. That's why this movie means so much to me. Because, like, I don't know, family, being a husband and father, it's like, it means so much to me. It's my identity, quite literally. So anyway, there's a little bit of a problem. There's that Uncle Billy, the drunk with the crow on the right there with the weird hat. He's taking eight grand to the bank to deposit, and he like sets it down and fills out the deposit. He does something, and this son of a bitch, Mr. Potter, steals the money. He steals the cash.
Who doesn't need it? Doesn't need it.
No, it's the last thing he needed. It's the last thing he needed.
Yep.
So there he is counting the money back at his office. He doesn't give it back. He's not honest. He's the devil, this guy. And so he's are they finally going to leave town or do something? What is George going to do now? He's going to do something. And then they find out the inspector is coming to the bank. They're being audited or whatever. Something's going on. And
were they finally going to go on their vacation or something?
I think they were. I don't remember that part. Yeah. He gives this girl some money. The floozy, the fast woman, the pretty blonde. He gives her some money to, like, I don't know if she's going to go to New York with Sam Wainwright or something, but he gives her money to help because they're old high school pals. It's nothing bad, nothing untoward is going on, but it ends up looking like it later. Some people say it's script. So,
and what year was this? Was this still 1929?
Well, this was right after the crash, so it's got to be 29 or 30. Let me grab a drink from right behind me. I'm a little parched. If you could tell people, why is he yelling at Uncle Billy? I'll be right back.
The reason that he's yelling at Uncle Billy is because Uncle Billy just told him that he lost the money. He's like, I don't know where it is. I don't know what happened. I went here, I went there. He's like, we're going to retrace your steps. He's like, where's the money, you old fool? You know, So there's going to be scandal. There's going to be jail. He's like, somebody's going to prison. It's not going to be me. He's pissed off because he fucking took the money. And what I realized after watching this movie a bunch of times, it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. When Potter took the money, he wasn't just taking the money. He was putting them in a situation where he knew they wouldn't have the money to get out of it now. There would be a run on the bank. He couldn't pay people. Then they'd have to go to Potter to get their money. And he's going to give them, what, 50 cents on the dollar or some shit. And now Potter can take over because now they don't have the money, and he's going to take the building or take the business, the building and loan. And now the town is only going to have Potter, and he's going to absorb everything, and everything's going to run through Potter, and everybody's going to run from him. And he doesn't give a shit. He's cold and callous. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have a heart, and the town is going to suffer. And 1929, 1930, $8,000 would be equivalent to $150,000.
Damn.
So imagine, whatever that brick of money would look like, $150,000 all in hundreds. And somehow this fool leaves it somewhere, and you just lost $150,000 cash.
Jeez.
Holy shit.
So they're done. And then Potter's going to own the town. They're all going to prison. He's ruined everything, Uncle Billy. This stupid crow. So I love the inspector. Whoever played him is great. Yeah. He acts exactly like someone who would like this guy would organize the cups in his shelf like by height or something.
Yeah, autistic almost.
So squared away, this guy. You know, like he's so orderly and like, I'm here to audit the bank. He's like if a calculator came to life, Yeah,
he's like a robot.
Yeah, it's really good casting, really good acting. And this is heartbreaking. He goes home. They're going to have a big Christmas party. Hark the herald angels sing. That one of the kids is practicing on the piano. One of the kids has a cold, the little daughter. The other son is trimming the tree with his mom, and he's home and he doesn't tell them what's wrong. And so much of men's lives is like suffering in silence. What's that saying? So many men live lives of quiet desperation. Because as a man, you basically can't tell any women for sure a lot of your problems because it could freak them out. They could see you as weak. They could not trust you. They could start freaking out. And it's why you need a tribe, by the way, men. Why you need brothers. You need men, literal brothers, figurative brothers, and you need other men that you can go to because iron sharpens iron. Men will be honest with you. Women will be nice to you. If you fuck up, women will like either harangue you and bitch at you, or they'll lie to you and be nice to you. Yeah, it's not a big deal. And like, it is a big deal. But dudes will just tell it to you straight. Like, no, that was stupid, Jericho. And here's what you need to do to fix it. Dudes will just give it to you straight. So if you're a guy out there, make sure you have good guy friends that you trust that are moral dudes. But anyway, he's isolated. It's over. He's going to prison. Uncle Billy, Potter's taking over. He's going to lose his wife, kids, blah, blah, blah. He has nowhere to turn. He has nothing to do. And he yells at his kids.
Yeah. He's just look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that shot. Look at his face.
But it's so sad because the girl can't play the piano. He's like, oh, do you have to keep banging on that stupid piano? And he's like, I don't know why we had all these kids anyway. Dude, he says that in front of his kids.
So I don't know why we had to have all these kids. Like, you keep playing that song over and over. You don't know it yet. And then and then the mom's like, "Oh, George," and he's like,
and then the daughter playing the piano, Daddy. It's like,
he goes, "Play, go ahead, play." I'm sorry, go ahead, play. She's like, "Oh, Daddy," starts crying, and oh man, it's heavy. That scene is heavy, man. And look at his face, man. That can't be just acting. That's fucking, man.
Whatever he's doing to get that look and on his the emotion in his voice, what an actor. Because they're selling it here. And as a father, this just breaks your heart because we've all done it as dads. We've all lost our temper and hurt the feelings of our wife and kids. And you feel like a monster afterwards, I remember, I've told you this before. I was playing Barbies with my daughter, and my daughter was 3. And I told like not a dirty joke, but like an adult level joke that I thought I would get. And Jericho, you're a comedian. I'm a comedian. I write jokes. You write jokes. I've always done jokes my whole life. It's a big part of what I write and do. And when you're a comedy writer or, a joke creator, you tell yourself jokes and you laugh at them. I know it might sound weird to people. My daughter's a stand-up comedian. By the way, doing 6 shows this weekend, opening, she's featuring for David Lucas, Jericho.
Damn. That's awesome. That dude's funny.
She's been doing great. She was just in a show with Felipe Esparza. She just opened for him the other day. She's doing fantastic. But when you're a comedian, I asked my daughter this. She said, yeah, like you tell yourself jokes and you just laugh at them. And I was playing Barbies with my daughter, and it was, it was like, whatever, Barbies. Ugh. So I walk my Ken doll over to her Barbie, and I tell her Barbie, I'm tired of you. I'm dating this Barbie now. And I turn my Ken to the other Barbie. And I thought a 3-year-old would not understand what I was saying. I thought it would just go right over her head. She looks at me and her eyes get big and she goes, ah!
Whoops.
I felt like a monster.
Whoops.
Like, no. That was a crass joke Daddy was telling himself.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid.
But you can't say, I'll proudly say I've never said, why do we have all these kids? I've never said that to my kids or even to myself or my wife.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's
because you kind of had a hand in it.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you have one that you wish you could take back? I'm sure you do.
I mean, yeah, it's happened. My son does something on my daughter and I just fucking, you breathe fire on him.
Yeah.
And like
later.
later.
Like an asshole.
Oh man. Yeah, there's been some times I apologize to him, if it's really bad. But nothing like that. Nothing like we have all these kids.
Yeah.
Try not to scar them that bad. But if I think you turn the heat up on them, I'll turn it up. But yeah, there's been a few times where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's always after,
Yeah. It's 9 o'clock, but we're gonna go. We're gonna finish this thing soon. So he gets mad. He's running up the stairs. The little knob on the top of the stair rail breaks off. He just hates this old house. It's drafty. He's going to prison. His kids are noisy. Why did he have all these damn kids? He is being a selfish victim, sad sack. He's feeling sorry for himself. Hates his life. This is the point of the movie. He hates his life. He talks to his daughter. She has a fever. He chews out the teacher because the teacher sent her home like with half dressed and she caught a cold. So she's got a cold or a fever or whatever. And she won a flower at school for being the best singer or the best something. And he breaks the flower by accident. He breaks some of the petals off, shoves them in his the pocket watch pocket, the little pocket in your big pocket, shoves the petals in there, and then shows her the flower without the broken petals, and she thinks he fixed it. So that's Zuzu, his daughter.
Yeah, the little one.
Right.
Yeah, and the husband gets on the phone and he starts talking shit to the husband. He's like, oh yeah, let me tell you what I really think about your wife.
Right.
Yeah,
he's chewing out the teacher and the husband for sending the daughter home in the cold with nothing on, So yeah, he breaks this big model bridge. It looks like the Golden Gate Bridge or the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know what the model was for, but he destroys it, raging at his family, raging at himself, raging at his idiot brother, his idiot Uncle Billy. And then he goes to Mr. Potter, the devil himself, and tries to sell his life insurance. And Mr. Potter hits him with a cold line on this. He tells Mr. Potter the problem, and he tries to sell him the life insurance, and it's not enough money. Mr. Potter tells him, George Bailey, you're worth more dead than alive. Damn, what
the life insurance policy was $15,000. He needed $8,000.
Right.
He's like, man, you're worth more dead than alive, George.
So instead of helping George or doing the right thing, Mr. Potter has so much money. He says, what are you doing? He picks up the phone. Mr. Potter calls the cops.
Yeah.
He says, I'm swearing out a warrant for your arrest, George Bailey, for theft or fraud or whatever it is with the bank. Meanwhile, the money's in his desk.
Yeah. He's the one who took it. He's the one who put him in that position. Oh, you son of a bitch. Right.
So he goes to Santini's bar, and the bartender talks like this. See, I love the way that Nick. This is Nick's bar, right?
Yeah.
But Nick talks normal in this. We're still in the real world. We're going to another dimension in this movie. You're going to see. He goes here. He gets shit-faced drunk. The man there with his hand on his chin, that is the husband of the school teacher that he called and chewed out. They get in a fight. That
dude, how much bigger he is than him.
Yeah. Dude lays him out. George Bailey's got a bloody mouth, lays him out. And he drives the car drunk, hits a tree that had been planted generations ago. The man comes out of the tree, comes out of the house. My grandfather planted that tree. And he's an old man saying this, like, look what you did to my tree, you idiot. He runs away. He runs to the
Mhm.
bridge. There's a crazy river running under this bridge with cold, icy water, and he's going to jump in and kill himself. His life is ruined. He never got to live the life he wanted. Why do you have all these kids? And this is a horrible attitude. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, I scold him in my head like, hey, man, be grateful for what you do have. Life has challenges, but we've all been there where we're so sick of life and we're so tired of everything and we're so sad, so angry, just all of it. We've just all been in that foul mood. It's happened to all of us. So he's about to jump into the river and kill himself. And this is where the movie started, where the angel was sent to earth. So everything you've seen up to this point was a movie being shown to the angel, Clarence. So Clarence jumps into the river, help, help, help. And Clarence is going to drown. And George Bailey, being the guy he is, who saved his brother, saved the woman from the poison, gave up his dreams, took over the building and loan, gave the money to the people on the bank run, just endless good charity, selflessness. He jumps into the freezing river to save this guy. And then they both go out into like a watchman's tower. They heat up near a furnace while their clothes dry. And he says he wished he was never born. Oh, and Clarence was reading a Mark Twain novel, right? He was reading like Huckleberry Finn or something like that. That'll come into play later. Yeah.
He's like, you should see the new one he's working on. He's
right.
like, killing yourselves against the law where I'm from too. And he says, where are you from? Heaven?
Right. So he
didn't say heaven. He said heaven.
Hem. That's like HEBVEN. Hem. I don't know how you spell hem, but that's where he's from. So anyway, he starts like, are you like some kook? What do you mean heaven? And he's trying to tell him that he's an angel and he's 428 years old or something like that. And he's like, the hell is wrong with you? So yeah, they go out walking around and now everything's different. That tree isn't busted anymore. He goes to Nick's bar. And now instead of talking like this and normal and jovial, Nick is the bartender in the plaid there. He's friends. Nick doesn't know him. He's like, and Nick talks like one of these guys, see? And if you're gonna be a weird twinkle toes, I'm gonna throw you two out of my bar. He starts talking like an old school tough guy or whatever. And it gets weird. And then he orders Clarence, since he's 400 years old or whatever he is, he orders some bizarre drink that they don't serve anymore. And they get thrown out. But Mr. Gower comes in, and he's a homeless drunk who wanders the streets because he poisoned that lady and killed her. And now his life is
poisoned her kid.
Right. And the tree's not broken anymore. So now we're in another dimension. Clarence has created an alternate reality where George Bailey can see what it was like if he never lived. And this is why it's one of the most beautiful stories I've ever seen in this movie. We start seeing all the good stuff he did if he didn't do it. So Mr. Gower, they're just pissing on this guy and laughing at him because he's the town drunk loser who murdered that lady 30 years ago. No longer Bedford Falls. It's Pottersville. There's naked. I mean, this is risque for back then. There's basically strippers, right? 20 gorgeous girls. I mean, when would you see, like, look at that model of it, like the butt cheeks are hanging out and everything. Jeez, that's horrible, for Main Street USA back then. And Bert doesn't know him. Ernie doesn't know him. He runs into his wife. She's an old maid who never got married, never had kids, and just a librarian. He goes to his old house. It's just in shambles. Nobody ever moved in. His mother, her son died in the war, or her son drowned, right? He never went to the war.
Died as a kid, 9 years old.
Died as a kid, and she has no husband. It's Ma Bailey's boarding house. She's a grim old woman who lets drifters live there. In World War II, Harry, the brother that went and played college football, he was a pilot, and he saved a whole frigate of men or something like that from other airplanes. Yeah. He saved people, and that didn't happen. So all the men aboard that ship drowned and died. So you see the butterfly effect of his life. He doesn't believe that Harry is dead. He goes to the graveyard and he finds a grave and scrapes it. God, the lighting in this scene is so good, wiping the snow and moving, and it shows the years of Harry's life. And he died as a little boy. He drowned in that frozen pond because there was no one there to save him. He runs into his wife and she has a meltdown, a freak out because she doesn't know who he is. So we're married. You're my wife. Mary. We have kids. Can you imagine if someone came up and saying that?
Yeah. Scared the shit out of her. And, look how plain she looks and how, old maid, how sad and, small she looks.
Right. Yeah. She's very diminutive in this look here. So she is screaming and terrified of this psycho who claims to be her husband and blah, blah, blah. And they look at it like, like it's horrible. It's a nightmare for her, Twilight Zone. And they get into a scuffle and people start freaking out. And Bert, the cop, is like, I love what Bert does. He's like, freeze right there. And Bert just starts shooting at him as he runs off into the night.
Well,
George Bailey's running away.
Didn't he hit him?
I don't know. He didn't wing him. I don't think so. They never bring that up that I remember.
No, George hit him first.
George hit Bert. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He did punch him out. Yeah.
That's why he starts blasting him.
Right. So
people on the street, buildings, it don't matter. Kill him.
Yeah. The cop Bert just starts into a crowded downtown. Like, bro, those bullets are gonna go through walls and windows, dude.
There's buildings over there. There are people in those buildings. I don't give a fuck. I gotta get this guy. Get him, Bert.
So you see where this is all gone. They showed him your life mattered. And it's a message that all of you have to stop and take. Like, your life matters. God doesn't make mistakes, dude. One of the most beautiful stories I've ever read is in the comic book Watchmen. Dr. Manhattan, the purple guy with godlike abilities, he's on Mars. He lives there by himself, and he's not going to save the Earth. Russia and America go into nuclear war. And Sally Jupiter, one of the heroes, goes to the moon to talk to Dr. Manhattan, her former boyfriend or whatever, saying, please, you have infinite God abilities. Please come back and save the Earth from nuclear war. And he's like, humans, they make messes, they pollute, they do this, they do that. What does it matter? Who cares? And then he starts thinking, and he goes, I've seen, lead turn into gold. I've seen stars born and die. He's seen every cosmic thing. He's godlike power, basically. And he starts thinking about the math of a man and a wife and their kids and their kids and their kids and generation after generation. And he realizes that one of the greatest miracles, he calls it the thermodynamic miracle. One of the greatest miracles is that two human beings would be alive at the same time, meet and fall in love. When you consider all of the death, all the people who could have been born, 200 million sperm, and you're the one picked out to fertilize the egg, and all the ages of man, how could you be standing in front of we meet and we fall in love? And he realizes what a miracle love is, that it would even exist, and he helps save the world. And I think that's such a beautiful story in a comic book. And I think this is like the same kind of thing. Like, you look at George Bailey's life, you look at your life, my life, Jericho's life, and what you've done, the good you've done, all the great things, all the love you've been able to give. Love is the only thing that matters. It's the only reason we were made, is to love God and love each other. And this movie nails it. This movie nails it, that George Bailey, so sick of his life, and he never got to do what he wanted to do. And he realizes, you did so much, George. It really was a wonderful life. It really was. Even though you didn't go on safaris and you didn't do this, it was beautiful what you did. And that's just such a great thing. This movie is so much about gratitude and love and the things that all of us have to fight to do better at. I love it. So he's at the bridge. He's in nightmare world. Everything is ruined. He never existed. His town is trash. So many people died. And he begs God, please, God, please, I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. And the cop that was shooting at him like a maniac shows up. He's like, get away from me, Bert, or I'll punch you. I swear I'll punch you. So before he went into nightmare world, he got punched at the bar. That was the real world, that he had a bloody lip. When he's in nightmare world, he's not punched. There's no blood on his mouth because he never got punched. When Bert comes up to him, he's bleeding again. He's like, I'm bleeding, Bert. I'm bleeding. He's so happy that he's bleeding because he's back in the real world. And Bert's like, oh, buddy, we were looking for you. Bert remembers him now. His wife is real now. Everything is back to normal. But Clarence, the angel, showed him, hey, you don't like your life? This is what it would have been like without you. And you just can, and this applies to all you watching. Anyone that hears me say this applies to all of you. You have worth. You have infinite worth. You really do. The capacity to love, you can't put a price on it, So I'm very Christian. I always tell you guys that. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I say you never know how you've affected people.
Right.
How you touch people's lives.
There's no such thing as a small act of kindness. You don't know what you can do by just telling someone a little something. Scott Adams, who's having a very hard time, he's dying of cancer. You pray for the guy. Creator of Dilbert, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, one of the most brilliant dudes ever. Great advice, great writer, very funny political commentator. He was trying to do comic strips forever, working in Silicon Valley at a bank, at a tech, this and that. And he'd kind of given up and kind of done this and that. And he mailed his comics to some cartoonist, not a super famous guy, but the guy just wrote him a letter. And he was sort of like kind of giving up on the comic dream. And the guy wrote him a letter and said, hey, you know what? These are pretty good. You should keep going and submit them to the syndicates and this and that. And he just said that small act of kindness of this stranger taking the time to write to me gave me the courage, gave me the inspiration to keep going, and look at me now. You know, and he said, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. You don't know what you can do for people by just being kind. So he comes back to real world, you know, mission accomplished, guardian angel Clarence, and he runs through the town. He's all, you know, I love you, Bedford Falls. I love you, Building and Loan. I love you this. I love you that. And here comes the crescendo of the movie. He comes into his house. The bank inspector is there. Nobody knows where the $8,000 is. The cops are there to arrest him. The newspaper is there to photograph him. He's going to prison, and he's going to be famous for being a degenerate fraud. And he couldn't be happier. He doesn't care.
When it wasn't even him.
Right.
It wasn't even him. It was his damn uncle, and it was Mr. Potter who did him dirty.
And another thing he remembers, he gets the bloody lip, so he knows that he's in real world with bloody lip. He reaches into the pocket watch pocket, the little pocket on your jeans. If you ever wonder what it's for, that's for a pocket watch. Zuzu's petals, the little flower petals from his daughter who had the cold. So he kisses that knob that came off the stairs. He loves his old broken house. He has supreme gratitude, the way we're all supposed to. And they're going to arrest him. And what happens is his wife comes in right before they're going to handcuff him, take him away, photograph him, humiliate him, ruin his life. And she went around looking for him because she knew he was in trouble. And his kids said that we were all praying for you. Mommy said we needed to pray for you very hard. We knew Daddy was in big trouble. She went around the town, his wife, this is the wife of the millennium, and got everyone in town that he ever helped with the building and loan, all the great things he did, and they get a big basket of money, and they dump it there in the middle, and they get more than enough to like have the balance for the bank. And even the bank inspector guy, he puts money in. That's amazing too.
And he like tears up the warrant, fucking throws it in there, and then Mr. Gower hit up Sam Wainwright,
right?
And he sent a telegram. He said, "Hee haw, Sam Wainwright. Mr. Gower sent us sent a message saying that George needed money or George was in trouble. So I've authorized my company to send up to $25,000. Hee haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright."
Right.
And everybody's like, $25 grand. That's more than enough
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
If $8 grand is, that's what, 3 times. So you're looking at like half $1 million.
Yeah.
And that he got on top of that, on top of everything that he needed. Yeah. And so he's chilling right now.
Yeah. So the whole city comes in, and there's another line. The maid. I mentioned the maid earlier. She's the maid for the Bailey family on the high school graduation night. She comes in and says, "Oh, I was saving up all this money for if I ever got a husband for my divorce," or something. What is the line, dude? It's really funny. It's something about that. It's like a
she's like, "I was saving up." Yeah, she was like, "I was saving this money in case I ever got a husband." Something like, "Well, that's not going to happen," or some shit like that.
It was really, really
gives him the money gladly. Yeah, Annie.
Yeah, and then they all sing "Auld Lang Syne," the great New Year's Eve song, even though it's Christmas. And earlier in this movie, when he was talking to Clarence, the guardian angel, he told him every time a bell rings, the guardian angel gets his wings. That's how you get your rank, your level up in heaven. And since he did a good job with George, there's a bell ringing on the Christmas tree, or ringing, or in the kid's hand, or something like that. And the little kid tells the dad, "Oh, look, Daddy, teacher says whenever a bell rings, an angel gets its wings." And they're all, "For old acquaintance be." It's so beautiful, the end of this thing.
Yeah, and everybody's singing, and it was on the tree. The bell was on the tree.
Right. And the brother comes in, the war hero who saved the frigate or whatever, full of soldiers, full of sailors. And it's just a beautiful time. Everyone's there. Everyone's loving everyone, which is what we're supposed to do. And it ends with that Mark Twain book. Clarence leaves it as a gift. And you see what it says in there. And this, I think like a few times when I watched this movie, someone like blew dust in my eyes or something when I read this.
Yeah.
It says, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Wow. That's beautiful. No man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence. And that is the end of the movie. And that is the greatest movie of all time. And if you disagree, you're wrong. So sorry. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life is amazing. Gets me every time.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it. I know when I watch it with my kids this year for Christmas, I'm gonna get all teary eyed at the end.
Do they like it, or do the little kid hate it because it's black and white?
I don't think my kids have watched it yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think maybe my daughter has. I know my son hasn't. And I don't think my wife's ever seen it, like the whole thing. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, you'll have to watch it with them. And I think as a dad, this movie hits so hard too, because we can all relate to not. One of my biggest fears is failing my family. You know, my parents got divorced when I was very little. I didn't really have a dad around growing up. So that felt like abandonment to me, and a lot of neglect and abandonment. And as a father and a husband, I don't want to ever make my wife or kids feel the way I felt. So seeing George Bailey taken low, the money's lost, he's going to prison, he wishes he was dead. It resonates with me so much. Like, I do not want to fail, man. I'd rather die trying. I'd rather die trying than ever give up, dude. So yeah, it's a great movie. I wish Hollywood would just make tons of movies like this. The same spirit, not the same story, but the same spirit, you know.
No, they can't do it. It's not.
But no, enough. We got to have twerking ass cracks in our faces.
Yeah,
yeah, boy.
That's great. Yeah, that's great for society.
Yeah. Well, I love this movie. We will be here during the holidays. I thought we weren't going to do it because of the schedule, but then I looked at when Christmas is. Next Tuesday is the 23rd. We don't have a movie scheduled. And I think going forward, this is something I have not revealed to you guys, the audience. Tonight was going to be, after 4 years, the last episode of this show. I changed my mind. I want to keep doing the live streams, but I was just telling Jericho, like, reviewing the movies, like, frame by frame, I do love it, but I feel like I need to get away from it for a while. And I really love just the conversations I have with Jericho. We have such good synergy. We vibe so well that I think for a while we're going to take it into just conversation. And of course we could talk about movies. We could talk about whatever we want, but I think I want to try that for a little while. Because I was talking to Jericho, I was like, oh, I think I want to end it with this movie and then right before Christmas, and then that would be it. And maybe we could record something this and that. But I pulled back on that. I said, maybe we should just keep doing the lives, but just give the movie thing a break, because it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years of doing these, and I need to feel something different for a while. I don't know how you guys react to that, but it's how I feel. And as an artist, as an entertainer, I got to do what I'm interested in for it to come off good. If I'm doing stuff and I'm like burned out on it or tired, you're going to know as the audience. You're not going to like it as much because I'm not liking it. So I think that's where we look at this shit here.
Yeah, finally.
So yeah, I think that's where we're taking things. We'll talk about the news of the day, the entertainment of the day, being fathers, because that's the biggest part of me and Jericho's life. And we'll always have a love for movies, and maybe we'll do one occasionally. But I think going forward, it's gonna be a new Double Impact. I'm not really sure, but I just need something different for a while. So if you're always thought this was a few. Oh my gosh. You know what we can do next week, Jericho?
At its core, yes.
At its core, it is a food review show. You know what we could do?
It is.
We'll do a 2-part year in review. So next week, I'll go back and look at the live streams we did this year, and we'll maybe pick the shittiest movie we did all year and make fun of it or whatever. We can talk about it. And then maybe, what if we did an award show on the last one? Like, who's the funniest person in the chat or whatever, or something like that. I don't know. And I'd like to get more audience participation too. Like to let them suggest things or talk about things more and stuff like that. So we'll figure it out. We all love doing it. We'll make it work. We're not going anywhere. So it's going to be awesome, because it is a wonderful life. You got anything for the audience, or we're out of here?
No, just keep checking us out on social medias and shit like that. New videos, new merch, 40% off until January 1st. Get your shit. But yeah, great movie, the best of all time.
Absolutely love it.
Let's go.
Oh, and one other thing I have to promote before we go. Sorry. Open with preview. Open. If you haven't been watching, y'all been missing out. All yin's been missing out, because I have a new podcast. I record this one and then post it. Two sketchy guys. The great Disney legend Bill Frake and myself. Yes, that's a sketch of me and that's a sketch of Bill. We talk what it's like to be fathers, because that's the most important thing to me. But we talk about what it's like to work for Disney and Warner Brothers. He animating your entire childhood. He animated everything you've ever seen. Me working in comics, and we just compare notes on that. So I've already put out 3 of these. No, the third one comes out Thursday, but I'm putting out one of these a week. Bill is great. Bill is funny. He was a guest on here like a month or 2 ago. Love Bill. We've become fast friends. And so check out Two Sketchy Guys. I'm posting shorts from that, and I'm posting full videos. They're anywhere from like half an hour to an hour long, and they're really good. If you want to know the inside baseball of making movies and what Hollywood was like as a person who worked for Disney and Warner's and all that, he was in the thick of it. So that's a really good show. I'm really having fun with Bill on that. So, you know what I'm going to try to do? I don't want to oversell to the audience. I will let you go. I know you need to go, Jericho. Since it's the end of the year, I talked to Matthew Marsden like 2 weeks ago about coming back on before the end of the year. I'll hit him up again tomorrow or the next day and see if Matthew Marsden could come and defend British food on the show. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have him.
It'll be great to see him, but there's no defense of that food.
I don't know, though, because he has 9 children. He has 9 children, and it's 3 days before Christmas. I don't know if he'll be able to come up for air. So, we'll see. So, all right, ladies and germs.
Fingers crossed.
I love all of you. I can't believe we've been doing this for 4 years. It's a blast, and we're going to keep going. We'll talk to you later. Adios.